for you not to bath inside also. Are you checking the weather? 28 degrees, 30 degrees, 32. And then you leave your house without taking a shower. No, that's an assassination attack. Stop it.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
The bounce is tired. This is us walking on the public holiday.
Yes.
Also, we have a guest.
We have a fabulous guest.
Why don't you? Maybe know you.
Hello, boys and girls. Let me try and sound like I work here and I belong here. So my name is KieKie and I'm super excited to be here with all of y'all. This is the coolest of me.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But then, sweetie, I said what I said.
Yeah, KieKie is with us.
Yes,
very excited.
Yeah.
We wanted you for a while, actually.
A long time.
Now Nivea has dragged you, so we're very, very happy.
Happy to be here.
We're happy. How are you doing?
What have you been up to this weekend?
This weekend, work. You know, life is quite interesting sometimes. You're in a place where you're like, oh God, I have to do this. I have to be out there. I have this talent. Come and see me. Nah, they have seen you. You work, complain. No.
They will keep seeing you.
Because you will see me today, you see me tomorrow. I always have to film something almost every day of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm not filming a content. For my socials, I'm filming commercials, I'm in the film. I'm always filming. But I enjoy it.
But it's what you prayed for. There's a time that you are just saying if they just give you some chance.
Not only pray for, I will fast for it. Rakasata. Let it come to pass.
And now it's here. So sometimes I'm always like that. I'm just a bit like, I'm tired, but it's me that asks for this.
That asks for what you want, right?
To be honest.
How was your Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was in 2 parts. It was my mom saying to me, like, you won't greet us. I said, because I was working yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was like, sorry, mommy, happy Mother's Day. And then when I go into the house, I made Nola wish me the same Mother's Day. I said, no, say happy Mother's Day, mom. Say happy Mother's Day, mommy. And I was like, so for the gifting part, I will attend to that later. Because my mom did a couple of things that I've already over-gifted.
Yeah.
So I'm like, mommy, you have this Mother's Day present. You have collected it before. So let's just move past it. So it's not like now. She didn't gift me this year. She didn't gift me last year.
Yeah, adding everything, waiting for her. Yeah, it's better to wait for her first.
Shanola, I'm waiting for you. Yes.
Fair.
Your daughter is your exact. I was like, when I look at her, I'm just like, there was nobody else involved in this.
Listen,
it was only you.
Someone posted a video of me and I was watching the video. I had no makeup on and I was like, Jesus, what's this? Like she looks
the same,
exactly like me.
The same,
and she behaves like me. She has my mannerism. Now we are chasing after her to eat anything minus milk. Come on, no. And then I was saying to my dad that no lack of gel, and then he's like, but you do, it's only milk you drink. I was like, for real?
It's so interesting.
No, it's so interesting.
What children take after, but yeah, yesterday was my dad's birthday as well. So I think. And my parents are very churchy people, so they both came back tired. I was so happy. Nobody wanted dinner. I just gave them both their presents and disappeared from the house. So it was it was really, really chill. And my mom liked her presents, which I'm very happy with. But she was very I think she's now, she doesn't really
calmer about the honestly, before it was such a production. I just used to be like, okay, congratulations on the motherhood season.
Yeah, I think maybe, particularly when we were in secondary school, I think when it was very stressful, when when she was under so much, she needed to get the thanks. You must thank her.
I remember one year, I think we bought her only flowers. There was no card.
No.
My mom said, after everything I've done, because all our English came out. I said,
No, they don't find it funny. You must.
They don't find it funny.
No.
But now she's a lot calmer about it. And maybe we hang out organically more.
Yeah.
So she doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. Like me and my mom are friends, so we hang out more. So there doesn't need to be. There's no reason for me to take my mom out.
Right.
It doesn't have to be like, we hung out or I saw something. We share clothes. So there's no big. Before I used to feel like, you're taking your mommy out. Is a gang thing.
Yeah.
I think to be fair, my mom's focus is mostly on me also doing Mother's Day. That she's almost like, I don't mind if you leave my own. Bruh. You go and do.
Go and become a mom.
And I'm always telling her that, sis, if it's by pregnancy, I can do it too.
To be honest.
If you give me 2 business days like this.
No, genuinely, I do think it's...
You go still vex. If you give me 2
business days.
I say if I step out and announce, I want to be pregnant by next week Friday. You will see them.
My mom really wants me to. She thinks, because for her it's like the joy of her life being a mom, and she really wanted it. It was like from when she was young, she was like, I want to be a mom, I want to be a wife. So she's just like, hello, what's going on? Like, and it's not even pressure. It's just if you're interested, like. Let's get the show on the road, babes. And my mom would be an excellent grandma. That one I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I was jokingly saying to someone that I've met a couple of, not so great, maybe moms or mom-in-laws, but I haven't met a bad grandma.
Yeah.
My mom would be excellent.
Like when it gets that grandma face, it's like a
they
trophy.
take it so seriously.
They're like,
yes, my mom would be very, very good at it as well. Because she's warm as well. She's quite warm, and my mom also likes being useful. So if you're like, oh, mommy, I need to do X, Y, Z, and she loves the fact that what she's doing now is helping you. Oh, it makes her so happy being able to say that. Oh, my daughter needs me. Oh, she loves it. So.
What me and my friends were joking the other day that these new moms, they're not doing.
No, my mom said I should put the cut in the office.
The way they are doing, they're not doing coming to your house for 6 months.
No,
Mommy will tell you that, please. I don't like the way you guys arrange your
No.
things. That I'm going because my friend was like, oh. She traveled to have her baby and her mom came. And after like 6 weeks, her mom was like, yeah, I don't know about living with you guys.
honestly,
that she got somewhere close by. She was like, I don't want to be in
I know for
house.
sure, because my parents are very close. I know for sure that my dad is going to maybe say a month. And then after that, he's just going to say, oh, and what my dad does is when my dad wants something, he tries to act like it's your idea. So I do say, oh, Jola, are you sure you don't want us to get you like a nanny? He wants his wife to come home. All this one he says, but he's going to now say, like, just maybe somebody who actually studied early childhood education or something along the and you happily pay for it. Please return my wife back to me. But my mom would love, but she works and my mom has no intention to like retire anytime
soon.
But
that was like the one thing that really amused me with my mom because she's a very business person.
Yeah.
She's very busy. She has a very big company with a lot of people in different places. So I was surprised that she would actually leave all of that. And she stayed in America for over 2 months. And every morning I'll wake up and I was like, Mom, you're still here. Because she didn't necessarily do all of that for any of my siblings.
But you're the last.
Yes.
For sure.
And it's always different.
Yes. So I was like, she really stayed though. And then the moment I got back to Nigeria, we parted from the airport. from the airport, like she said, I'm going to meet my husband, and then she left. But my sister was literally waiting for me in the house.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, and then she stayed with me for almost a month.
That's
and my
really
sister is a lawyer. Yeah, she works with them. Aluku and everybody in Lieu. And and she was there. She was with me, so she would go to work very early, come back early, and I say, I must have done something right.
You're just the baby of the house. They love you.
All my siblings can hear because, but none of us have children. All of us in our group chat were always like, listen, anytime anyone says nonsense in our sibling group chat, one of us is always just like, then you think you drop your children in my house, they will be outside. My sister said it the other day because we're irritating her. She just like, and you people would soon drop your children and go to your auntie's house. They will be outside.
It's so funny. There's a TikTok I saw of a woman. A girl was showing. She's like in her late teens, so she's maybe 19 or something. So apparently her mom and her auntie, her mom's sister, they've been fighting for like 6 months. But every week her auntie comes to like see them and like gist with them or whatever. So she showed the Ring camera. So her auntie came. Mom was like, what the hell do you want? She was like, girl, ain't nobody come to see you. She was like, don't nobody even like you. They were abusing themselves. Oh. And she now told her auntie now said, well, her mom now said, well, I'm not coming to open the door. She said, I didn't come to see you. Tell my niece to come and open the door for me. It was so funny. I thought that that's how they've been fighting. Another person showed, because it was Mother's Day, so they were showing how another mom and auntie were fighting, but they are going on a family holiday. So her mom was sitting down here. Her auntie was sitting down like on the other side of the airport. And then every like 2 seconds, you see them look at each other.
Just get it over with.
Yes, just arguing like back and forth. But I found that really funny. Yeah, I like seeing people celebrate their moms as well.
Yeah, I think it's nice.
No,
my
it's
weekend
important.
was way too full. I don't like things like this at all. We were up and down. On Saturday, we hosted What's it called?
Davido's
Yeah,
album
we hosted
listening.
Davido's album listening, which was very hilarious. Because obviously, you know, the thing is, music people now was the inspiration, the music, the genre. Us, we're just like, so this is what you said. What's the meaning? It was really fun. I think we had a good time.
We did.
We had a good
Do you know,
time.
I've never been like, I've met him once.
Yeah.
But it was years ago and he came to, so I was in the studio the day he did his Tea with Tay episode. So he came with a lot of people. But it was a contained environment. I've seen it on video, but I've never been up close seeing how people like gravitate towards someone that's that big.
Be there still.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to like 2 or 3 times. And I'm like, okay, not bad. Until one day I was going out with Nola in the car and the song came and she just started, KieKie.
So she was gingering you, Abby.
I can't say, Baba, now jam KieKie. And guess what? Almost every day since that day, once I get in the car, even if she's not there, I'm like, let me play this song. And immediately, KieKie. So it's like that sometimes. And I feel like what also try to do with songs is, you see, I host events, I host concerts.
Yeah.
Energy is contagious.
Yeah, it is.
Vibe is contagious. Something might not be so fantastic. I promise you, if the first 100 people says it's great, it is great.
It's going to move, yeah.
It will be great. But if the first people say, it's the same thing with comment section. You drop a post, the first few comments is, this conversation.
Everybody now
deep.
feels like they have
It is
to,
deep.
yeah.
They said the tone.
Yes, that's it. Immediately someone comes and says, but what are they saying?
Oh.
Then, no, the following comment will be, you said my mind. Somebody finally said it. Said what? Get
You know, I hate when I see the I was looking, okay, why didn't you write
Bro,
it?
it's crazy.
Thank God they are still honest people. Oh.
No, so that was really fun. Another thing that amused me so much is obviously we did a show in London with like 1,200 people. But we did the David album launch and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. You know, he was lovely. Like the thing is, we got along. You know, he's funny. So we got along. We were gisting. We did some dilemmas. It was cool. The songs were mad. We finished the event. Also, we're going to sit down. People come, they say, oh, so proud of you.
Congrats. This is, someone said this is a moment.
Someone sent me that honestly, this is really you guys' moment. It's going to set you up.
Don't try people.
I said
Nigerians.
No, but the thing is at the same time I understood.
I understood
it, but
I was just like when we did London show, me.
You didn't set you up.
1,200 people.
No, I said me, you
right.
me. But this one, congrats. I saw that you guys did wow. And I was just like, this is so fascinating.
Yeah, it's so interesting what even the way people that I know looked like. There are messages I got and I was like,
what
is it that you did not raise this thing before?
No, that's when I realized that. Why fundamental realized, I said nobody rates us. Because even before we went on, someone came and said, oh, you guys don't need to be nervous, just...
No. You know, I relate to this because I did this interview after it was offline for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yes, and after we published that interview, though, I got a lot of messages around. How did you? So even young presenters came up to me. So how did you handle the conversation? Like because you were looking into his eyes, you were asking, were you not afraid to ask those questions? Then how did you come up with the leading questions that led to the answers? And I'm like.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
We kind of worked off for this kind of jobs. So it's just another day on the job.
Yeah.
But I think it's how they place the person.
Yeah.
So high. And you know, whether you like it or not.
It's Davido.
He is.
He's like one of the biggest stars in the world.
And to be fair, I was like, to be honest, I get it. But I think maybe because I don't really look at things in that way, that I was just like.
Also, some of our friends are very annoyed though, that we didn't invite anybody. We just went there to work. So people messaged me. And I think there was a friend that I said, oh yes, that they told us about it a couple of days ago. Like they'd mentioned it months before in passing, but we only started planning it that week. But I guess again, like Fakemi and I said, we just thought of it as, we have like a
job.
Almost like a private, they invited us for like a private party. And we're just going to be hosting it. So we didn't, but the reaction was almost like this big Davido thing, and you didn't tell us.
You didn't invite us.
Do you know that? I did not even enter my mind like this at all.
Yeah, that's when I realized that people see things like I was like, this is huge. But anyway, the album's coming out this week
on the 18th.
You have a good time.
I'm a David fan, so
same.
I also saw up close why he's very personable. He's very very big on making sure people see that he saw them.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, apart from the general, oh, thank you guys for coming. If he's passing anybody, he's very big on like, thank you for coming and, oh, how are you?
Yes.
Whether or not he recognizes them.
Yeah.
Whether or not you shall make you feel. I know he knows that that's what people live for. So there's a way people will be smiling. He has said hi and passed you since they are happy. So it doesn't matter what happens. They just feel like he acknowledged them in like a special way.
I mean, I know Nigerians have a thing with, wanting to be recognized and regarded. I mean, I think an average person should be respected.
Yeah, most people,
anyway, So
that was fun. We went out after, and then the next day, what did I do on Sunday? The next day, first of all, the next day, I don't even know how my day was, but from the minute I left my house, I went to like 200 places. First of all, I went to church. I've not been going to church lately. But thank you so much. I went to church. Shout out to my mom who's listening to this. She thought that it was because it was Mother's Day that I came to church with her. In reality, anywhere Nathaniel Bassi is, you can find me there.
Oh, this is
so
true.
once she said in her church Nathaniel Bassi is coming, I said, let's do more during Sunday. I said, my sister, we love you so much. Let's worship together.
I'll go and tell her.
Yeah, so that was fantastic. And then I didn't know that they had put me on the screen. So after, people were not like, oh, yeah, in church, you were really in the spirit. I said, where did you see me? They said, oh, you were on the screen. I said, you see, this is always the challenge.
It's a big challenge for me too.
Media. Do you know, I was going to talk about this thing on TikTok about how
they always show you when you're in church.
Listen, I went to this music concert in a hotel, and it was a time in life that something significant had happened. So I felt the need to go and do Thanksgiving and worship God. So I went there. I enter a hotel. First of all, as I entered, first of all, call my name from the stage. Then they put me in all the screen bagada. The whole hotel first of all scattered. I was like, okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm here. Hey guys. Then I sit. Let's start to worship God now. And we are saying, because I'm really saying that you are good. I'm really thinking that, God, you did this thing for me, you are good. I'm in another noise. I have somebody someone that is on wheelchairs already walking. So let me open my eyes and experience miracle. I share it's me that so it was. I kept disconnecting.
It's distracting.
Yeah, it is distracting. Like, don't put me on the screen. I don't want it.
Yeah,
I understand that some people might want it, but me, that's like the last gospel concert I ever attended.
Oh,
yeah.
To me, I don't even think that. We're not nearly as popular. I don't even think that it was because of me. I think it, as in demand, was just.
It was just normal.
I feel like the guy was just moving, but then obviously people now. So when I came down, people were like, oh yeah, in church. I said, I don't get. And me, I'm into Nathaniel Bassi. I'm very into Nathaniel Bassi like that. So I was having. I said, if I'm going to go to church once this quarter, let me go. All out. Even my mommy was like,
wow.
Hello there.
You really like Nathaniel Bassi.
I was my brother was just like, can you please? He kept being like, I'm moving. Because like, what? Like, are you the first person here? I was like, no, I'm having a great time. So after that, I realized that I had like triple booked. You know when you do that? I had like triple booked. So I told Soji that we were going for brunch. But then we had Mother's Day lunch. But then I had an event. I said, God. After church, I ran to my auntie's house who I told I was coming to visit her. After like 20 minutes, I said, so sorry, I have to go. I ran to brunch. After 2 minutes again, I said, I'm going to Mother's Day. I was just like, what is going on? We went to the Mother's Day lunch. And then we were at the Mother's Day lunch, my mom, my grandma, and a girl came in wearing the same outfit as me, which is normal. It happens. I was wearing an outfit that like a lot of people are buying now. Only for my grandma to say I should go and meet her so that we can take a picture. I said, stop it. I said, sis, it's fine. She said, no, now. Go and call her. I just thought, KieKie. I was just like, I said inside this kitchen, I should go and tap her. Excuse me. Sorry. My grandma said she wants to snap. And my grandma said she wants to snap. She now kept saying no, but she's standing up. Look how lovely she is. I must often you stand up. Let's admire you. So I now had to stand up so that she could see
to cry because
the two outfits. And the thing is, they were on the next table so they could hear us. So she kept looking at me and laughing. But she just came. She was like, we can take the picture. I just said, I'm actually so sorry. And my grandma now also she now told Declan to bring out his phone. Oh yeah. I just thought.
Is your grandma a Muslim?
No, she's not. I just thought, what is going on?
Yeah, well, I asked that because maybe it was I know Sunday was also Eid.
Yeah,
Eid,
Sunday was Eid
so
as
maybe
well.
it was giving Yidi vibe.
I just get when the girl came in, it was just, she's wearing the same thing as you. Okay. I said, yeah. Next thing, won't you take a picture with her? I just thought, from where to where now?
Parents are so what they find interesting
And I was
or
just,
important.
and she just kept saying that she thought I wasn't shy. I was like, it's actually not appropriate. We are family. This girl is with her friends. Just imagine me coming up to you that, hi, excuse me, let's stand in front of this lady. This mama said that we should snap. Oh gosh, it was honestly.
Oh my goodness. No, but our parents, they're on another level.
Completely.
Sometimes you're like, yo, that doesn't work. They say, why? Mommy, it just does not work. Like, it doesn't work again. And I think my mom's recent amusement is in the fact that she's a very stylish person.
Yeah.
And then I would say that most of what I know about fashion and personal style, I learned from her. So so when I'm not telling her things, sometimes she's like, what? I'm not gonna teach you this thing. I'm like, bro, your syllabus is like 5 decades ago. Me, I'm using today's syllabus. God.
Okay. So we have some dilemmas. People write into the podcast. They ask us to help us solve their
Do
problem.
you know what I realized? People really are into confiding in us, and it's bad. I'm always trying to advise them that you need a group chat. Because a lot of these people, what I feel is they don't have group chats.
Right.
If they had friends, there are people that you'll be shy when you're telling them. That's why they come and write here.
Right.
Well, I guess to be fair, it's a bit anonymous. You can choose your own name or whatever.
But I was going to say that I think that's the entire secret to it. Is anonymous.
But you know what's funny? When we do shows, there are dilemmas, but from people in the audience, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they'll come and tell you that it's me.
It's me. I'm the one that wrote down.
And I always tell them, why will you say that?
Really?
Why will you admit that?
They'll stand up and say, somebody stood up and said, so I don't like my siblings. I'm not joking with you.
KieKie, I swear to God. I said,
She
yeah,
stood
you
up
are
and
just
said,
in a
I
room
do
of
not-
about 1,000 people.
Like
Nice
1,000
one.
plus. She stood up. She said, well, I don't like my siblings. People first did. She now said, let me explain. Do you know what now made us laugh? As she was explaining, people are now like, it's true.
Did you guys just side just now?
People are now like, it's true.
Look,
it's
there was
true.
one girl that came and she said, that, her boyfriend is always shouting at her this one that she just, and the thing is, I know it's bad, but she really enjoys it. So in the break, she now came and said, oh, it was me. I said, girl, shh, stop saying that. Why will you do that? No, it's bad.
She said she enjoys it. Look,
Very odd.
She should be shouting on her head.
She said that she loves it. That
She loves
her
it.
friends are always saying, oh, he's so aggressive, but like low key, she is sweeting about it. I said, Rico, is
I'm
everybody
looking at
okay?
I'm not okay.
So when she came to me, she said, I said,
But you know the damnedest thing I've heard from an adult, a female adult, is when someone said to me, see me, I'm very stubborn. I can't do someone that cannot scold me sometimes because she said that she sees her partner like her dad. Her partner is like a male figure, but meanwhile, that is her life and healthy. And that is not sick. And that is at home. Nothing is wrong with daddy. And this one that I kind of know her partially. So I'm wondering,
Kilo share.
like at what point did you get it wrong? I was like, actually, she's very stubborn, because it would take a man that can. I said, but this guy, he has not beat her before.
Yeah.
But, you know, this small shove, all these small. I said, now from clap, that's the start. She's saying now that if he has used his mouth to say it many times and she's not hearing, what other option does he have?
I'm so confused.
Listen, see.
no, what I realized is that everybody's actually very dynamic, because when that girl said that thing, I just kept thinking,
How can you Baba?
and her whole dilemma was like, everyone keeps telling her, oh, it's wrong. Like the way he took that, everyone is always like aghast at the way he talks to her. But that low key, she loves it.
She loves it.
And
I
I'm
love
like,
it. I love it for her.
There's so many things
Sis,
going
do
on. But
you?
she came, she was like, oh, it's me. And I was like, what should I do with this? Why will you say that?
You should be arrested for
Girl,
self-assault.
don't be telling anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I think people are really into you knowing that they're the ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
crazy,
let me
Sha.
start with our first dilemma here. And this person wrote the actual name, but I'll call them Z.
Okay.
She says, hi faves. So my boyfriend suggested I take elocution classes because my accent is bad and my English is limited. I actually noticed that when we go out, he's always looking at me like I'm disgracing him. Now he says I should please consider speech training. Please, what kind of relationship is this?
I'm so happy I was so afraid that she was going to ask a stupid question about maybe which class she should do. I'm so happy that's what you concluded. Your English is limited.
Okay, I need further information.
That's what she wrote.
Did she stop the school in just 3 or primary 3? Because I need to know what do you mean by limited.
If she can spell elocution.
Bro,
I feel like
no, there's ChatGPT now.
No, but you know what it is? I think sometimes there is, because we had a dilemma similar to this with David, where there's the thing about aesthetics, how you look and how you present. So is it actually an accent thing? Because you might speak well, but if you have a heavy accent, and obviously she had a French accent, he won't say this.
Certainly.
So maybe she has a strong like Yoruba or Igbo, Hausa Tiv, Edo accent. Yeah. And so that's why the elocution is something that he's saying. But this is the thing.
Sorry, he wants us to do speech training.
And elocution class.
Her English is limited.
Her English is limited. He wants her to get there and say, peradventure. He wants her when his friends say, where are you going? Say, we are meandering towards. He wants her to be saying
alacrity.
Yes, big words. I don't know. I think. Okay, this is a very good question.
I want to add another dilemma that we have to do because it's the same.
It's in the same line.
It's the same thread.
God, that big.
And I'm just like, I don't know what is happening with a lot of you.
No, I'm just trying to think.
To be honest, I never thought till now. I'm really thinking about it because I've never seen that happen before. I'm like, is like before? He didn't toast her. She didn't speak. He toast her.
When you say hi, baby, should do like this. Should not say hi.
Because I'm wondering,
you wave.
In relationship, please, there's people the way they are.
You not say, oh, what should we do? Should sign that they should eat.
Okay, wait.
Baby, should I call you? When should I call you?
Later.
They not say, when can I call you? She now take back. I'm not really a phone call person.
I don't know. Wait, hi FK and Joss. I absolutely love you guys. I'm not sure how I could have survived this very somehow world without the podcast. Thank you for shining your light. Lovely. My dilemma. I started seeing this man recently and everything was going well. Lovely time and all. Until we had a big misunderstanding one day and this man typed a long ass message. I was so confused because the grammar wasn't adding up. Could this be an error? Could it be that the man can't put his thoughts into writing? He speaks well and has never made such mistake when the text is short. This has happened twice now and I can't get over it. So please help me.
So when the moment came for him to spark, he spoke.
Wait, please, there's one more. Because this is a serious issue and I want everybody's mind to be out. Where is it?
Oh, I didn't know that grammar is part of
I didn't really know. Okay,
no,
good day.
You are lying.
I just
honestly, if your husband is, if every time you talk,
we know when you do blogger. I will have
That's why
accepted
they're advising us now.
Wait. Like, did you not consider that before going into the relationship?
No, there's many factors. Okay, good day. I just found out that the reason my boyfriend dated me was because I'm an Olodo.
Please.
Apparently, apparently I'm not wise. Deep down, Sha. I always knew we're not on the same wavelength, but now, wow. I should have realized when we had an argument one time and this man said something G, like this is what happened when I date below my IQ range.
If you are dating, you're sending yourself home.
Say he apologized, but God sees you, sir. Now, one of his friends that has been eyeing me, low-key entering my eye to confirm this, told me the guy dated me because I wouldn't challenge him too much. I've truly suffered that his exes were too intellectually combative, so he decided to try out something different. Low-key, what I'm hearing is that I'm unique anyway. I really thought we were having deep conversations, not knowing Baba was not using his brain around me. MK and Joss, please, how can I become smarter in about 1 week? Or should I shock everybody and date his friend out of spite? I think all these issues are one issue. What's happening?
That's so crazy.
What's happening? How can you be fighting with someone and they'll say that's why I don't usually date outside my
do you know I won't be able to talk?
Do you know that?
I'll be in shock.
Let me tell you something. If someone says that to me, I would immediately question everything that I am.
Everything.
Like
that fight cannot keep going on.
No, the fight ends there.
IQ range.
Everything ends there. Like, bro,
Your IQ range.
the fight, the relationship, everything.
everything
Don't
ends
worry.
there. In fact, my day ends there.
When is that? So when he's apologizing, saying, no, you are smart. Oh, they're coward.
All sorts. Or
You will not be thinking, and I
People are
went to
stressing me.
You'll be
This,
thinking,
no,
this podcast.
no,
you
KieKie,
will be
seriously.
thinking, and I went to school. No, but okay, what do you have to say
I'm
to
even
these
wondering,
people?
like, how do you have the conversation? Just come say, baby, oh, go in, boo. what do you want to say? Do you want to be like, babe?
Do you know what? I feel like let's assume the person is Yoruba because that is so. This first person now that I say that English is,
Elocution.
you can trust him. I saw Yoruba, Joe. I saw Yoruba. Whenever they go
and you
out.
not go to interview. Okay, for example, they
think-
go to visa interview. Is it Yoruba? She will say there.
That's why he's so. But I think this one, do you know what? In a way, it depends because
You're about to say one rubbish. I
yes,
know.
yes,
I just
am.
know.
The thing is, I definitely am. In a way, it's a sweet one. It can be, the speech class can be romantic. They can learn romantic lingo together in the English class.
That is not romantic lingo. He wants us to go and read it.
No, but but this is something I want to ask. I saw a TikTok yesterday where two people were talking about how difficult it is now to be the not honest friend, but there's a word they used for it. I think they said now you're considered like pushy and too much when you're the person that has to tell someone an unpleasant
Right.
fact. So basically the context was that someone was saying that she thinks that now that more and more people are slightly more assertive and there's a lot of this idea that you cut people off who are unpleasant to you, particularly with family, for instance, they are the ones that would tell you unpleasant facts. So it's literally your mom that can say, I think you need to go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Right? Like all those kind of, nobody wants to be around the friend that does that kind of stuff. Or the friend that says, you might say, like all my clothes are just tight. The friend that now says, yeah, babe, you've been putting on weight, I can't lie. Nobody actually,
you don't want to be
nobody
that guy.
wants to be that person anymore because it's not taken in, nothing is taken in good faith anymore.
I
Like,
think it's slightly different in like a romantic
no,
context.
but that's what I'm saying. So who is supposed to be able to do that? Because if
the question
different.
is first in that one if it's a legitimate thing.
Yes.
Like if it's just, look, she's not, because the problem, if it was about the accents and only, I'll be like, that's people have accents, that's the way they talk. But this one that your English is limited and he even wants you to do classes.
it doesn't sound to me,
But to be honest, I mean, I kind of feel like at the same time, she's building on herself.
Yeah.
So whatever she learns, I mean, even if the relationship ends today, it's not going to take that
Yeah,
away
it's not
from
going to
her.
take away
But
that.
this
So
is the
it
thing.
might be that like the person is trying to...
But you know why I can't take it in purely good faith in this
I don't take it
instance?
in good
is that
faith.
we were dating already.
It's
when we got around
me
people.
like that.
We get around people and all of a sudden, maybe you're comparing me to other people and you're like, you're actually not up to scratch publicly.
Yeah.
Why wasn't this something we spoke about?
How did we start dating if the English was not good enough? for
Yeah.
me?
That was my first question.
Yeah.
Like, didn't you ask her out?
Thank
Like,
you.
How did it
Didn't
happen?
you go out? You went on a date the first time. You heard the English. You were okay with it. All of a sudden now we're together and your standard has changed. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Also, if same thing with the person whose boyfriend has an argument with you and you're knowing his intellectual capacity, that person is toying with you.
No, that one.
Please free him.
No, be out, be gone. Which one is
That's
your
so
IQ?
crazy.
I'm sorry, that's actually so cruel. That's so crazy.
Listen,
That's
that's
crazy
literally
behavior.
I mean, because the way it's making you question yourself, I hate it.
Nah.
What does he mean? I beg, let him go and be doing intellectuals.
Both him and the friend.
sparring.
The
But
friend
him-
too
the
is a
friend is
fool.
also very stupid.
He said, oh, you didn't.
Why you asking
Imagine
your
your boyfriend's guy telling you that he wanted to date someone that's not intellectually combative.
Something is wrong with that guy.
So
That's
you
why
two,
I
you don't
went
want
for
to
you.
date him, knowing
Out
that
of-
him too is also acknowledging
That's why they say that your
you
IQ is low, because now you now want to go and date the friend of the person that came to tell your IQ. Madam, if you are watching this program, your IQ is low. Don't go there, because when you now date down, there will not be another third friend.
They
that
will
say,
not confirm
"Let me
that
tell you
as your
something.
IQ is
You see
low.
the two of them, they plan for you. But me, I was one person that first of all like you. That one will now toast you. Now say, and I will show the two of them. You now go and date down. Stop it. Stop it.
Girl, you need to run away from all these
Run.
men. Run.
But I still want us to answer that question. Like, who is it? Do you think it's true that they are very? Because I do think that my friends are able to tell me I can tell when my friends want to tell me something that they know might be an uncomfortable conversation, but they still do.
I think there's a way you say things. There's a way you go about things. Like if truly you're like, okay, I want you to better yourself. And the reason I don't like that context is like, you've already been dating and then all of a sudden now, I don't like it. But if her personally, she feels like, you know what, I might benefit for this, I think she should do it for herself.
Right.
The problem is if she does it because of this man and his friends or whatever. The other babe that they're saying her IQ is low. Again, you should never be in a romantic situation with anybody that makes you feel lesser than yourself. Because even on this one, you're saying, oh, I know we're not on this. Okay, which wavelength is he on? Which of the wavelength? What's he discussing there? What's he discussing? I don't like, he likes you enough to see your pants. All of a sudden now, he said you can't do intellectual sparring. Your IQ is low. And girl, it shouldn't be a red flag that what he's saying is intelligent women cannot date me.
Bro.
So if I were you, I would run away because what he's saying is women who have sense, they hate me. I don't know. I don't like that one. The one about your boyfriend's grammar being bad when he's angry. Listen, I don't know what to say. I don't know.
No, he just...
Maybe it's the anger that was so
the
passionate.
anger is not allowing
his
him.
grammar.
Yes.
No, but also for me, like what you were saying about being that friend that would tell you absolutely anything.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a you thing. The person that needs to receive the information. If people generally feel like you don't want to hear the truth, close or not, they won't tell you.
Yeah.
In my own space now, I have about 3 female friends that we're very close. We've been friends for over 10 years. There's nothing I cannot tell you. There's nothing I cannot tell Maggie. See, as big as I am work-wise, Maggie will come and say, you are stupid. You are very stupid. I sent you a message since 2 days ago. You didn't reply. You know, there was this thing about sending messages that was trending. And she's like, if I call you out now, they will say that. I know. So if, regardless of what I think I am or what I'm doing, my friend is not she's not because of that intimidated or saying, oh, I will not be able to speak the truth to she would tell me. So I feel like it is the kind of circle you're in and your personality as a person.
Do you think that if this babe now goes to her friends to say, this is what this guy said, then I say it's true, I think you should do that class. Kai, I'll have to faint. I can't lie. I'll have to fall sick. Because the thing is, when you don't see me out, it has to be that I'm hospitalized. I'm collecting drip. Because this is a lot of insults.
Yes, it is. It is.
I know, but it's just one of those hard things.
It's one of those things that, you know what, you might really have to better yourself and...
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I mean, she has friends. Maybe she should run it through her friends.
That's what I think. I think so.
Please, my English is it really bad?
Yes, that's also a thing. Like particularly the friends that you know that they have nothing to gain from
telling you lies,
lying to you. So if a friend comes to ask me, I'll just ask like, what's the context? Because in our conversations, I've never thought, this my friend does it. So is it a work thing where maybe you get somewhere and you're nervous or you're not able to communicate more serious thoughts clearly, like you're not eloquent when you're explaining things or whatever, but I don't know, maybe she should ask somebody else. I just don't also like the fact that it's from a romantic situation that you're starting these doubts about yourself. Yeah. I don't know. I feel
the only problem I have with that situation is just because the relationship has already started.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It wasn't from the get-go that you were like,
it was like, no, I like you, you're really cool, but your English, we need to work on it. After you have done, you're already in second year. You now know that the person's certificate, English is not there.
Yeah, I think it's somehow. I can't lie.
Somehow.
I think it's somehow.
Okay, so this one is somehow serious, but it's also funny.
Okay.
This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by Coins by Bamboo.
Our resident fame.
Yes, and Coins by Bamboo is a remittance app that allows Nigerians in Canada send money back home to Nigeria. So if you're paying bills, taking care of family, donating to a cause, Coins by Bamboo, they for you.
If you also want to send money to me, you are free. Please. Also, they have a double-sided referral program. Ask me, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Okay, that means you, the referee, and you, the referrer.
Okay.
See what I did there? You will both get 10 Canadian dollars. If the person you refer does a transaction of up to 100 Canadian dollars within the first 30 days of them joining the app. So,
nice.
Lovely times.
So you guys should use our referral code, ISWIS. We're going to put the link in all the bios to sign up. And make sure you share and actually send the money so that we can all make
we can all make the referrals and we'll share it with you. They say, well, Jola will contact her.
All right, guys, enjoy the episode.
Bye.
And this is from Nimi, who says, "Hey pod, I'll keep it short and sweet. I beg, how soon is too soon? So my deadbeat dad died 2 months ago. And while everyone is deep in mourning, I'm here wondering when I can collect my share. Not to be strange, but isn't this the same man that would refuse to drop school fees, but somehow left plenty money and properties for me and my mom? Crazy. My spirit is telling me to ask, but the way my family is acting, I feel like if I open my mouth, they'll bundle me for spiritual cleansing. So my people, what's the appropriate mourning period before I start making small inquiries? Because if I wait too long, my fear is that new siblings will start surfacing to stake their own claim." I think the next time your mommy is crying, just say, "Thank God he even left us in a good position."
Now, how good is the position? You just
you just have to say, but in his last days, he just really made adequate preparation for us to carry on.
Yes, Daddy really wanted us to live well. And I think the best way to honor his legacy is that living well. Now, how well can we live? Let's find out.
I don't know. I do think that you need to give your mom enough space and time to mourn, because this is something I've also just been thinking about generally. How different people know the same person.
Yeah.
So my mom knows my dad differently from I know my dad. Differently from my dad's brother knows him. Differently from how his colleagues know him. So you have an experience. There's a reason your mom married your dad. So you only experienced him as a shit dad. She experienced a love that carried her there.
Yeah.
So that's part of what she's mourning. Your tears are
your
finished.
Your own is just
that guy
get that.
So school fees. What am I crying for? Like, you literally wrote it.
Yeah, you didn't have that relationship, so you're just like, you know.
And it's something I started thinking about, because when my granddad died 2 years ago, my dad and my uncle are very stoic, but they can't bring themselves to go through
stuff.
their dad's things. Like going to the house. My dad is in his 60s now. They really, even every time we bring it up, they just kind of brush it aside in a way that's, but it's been like a couple of years now. But you would think that big men like you, surely. But to me, again, it's just my grandpa. That's their daddy.
Yes.
It's different. So I think if you say it now, your mom will just be like, I have to be birth to a witch. That is an evil spirit. So I don't know. I think that's the only thing to keep in mind, that you know this person differently. That's why it's surprising you, because you don't know the same person.
Yeah, and I think you kind of need to allow your mom have a time, but like at the same time, I think there's a way. Look, everyone knows that there's a practical aspect of it as well. I don't think your mom is also not aware of it. You know, I don't know what the time frame is. I think it's you that knows your mom best. You have to find a way to not offend
2 months is
her.
too early, Sha.
Yeah.
Under every circumstance. For me though, you know, I think wills are created to just directly say you deserve this, so it is yours. But naturally, when I think of will in my head, it's not something that I personally attach to. By the special grace of God, when my parents are old, and they die, I'm not particularly interested in whatnot. So I'm not. For me, I would be more invested in how my mom is feeling and how she's getting along.
Yeah.
I think that would be, and if very child comes and say he's also my daddy, congratulations to you. Because I want to believe that you don't have any emotional connection to this man for you to feel this way.
So, for this to be top of mind, and for you, because it's like you just want to collect. It's almost like you want to do your own back.
No, that's not what it is. I think of it in a different way. It's not even doing your own backing. Like, at least he gave me this one.
Yeah.
I didn't
like
get
your
any
last,
love
the only thing you've done for me
is this one.
So
let me start enjoying it.
Let me just start enjoying it.
I mean, you know, she's also speaking from a place of pain.
I think so.
At the same time,
I actually think so.
There's this anger. There's this anger of you were kuku not useful before. Now you are gone. Look at the way my mommy is now feeling. I beg. So there's also that anger in it. But I just feel like she needs to focus more on her mom
and how she's feeling. I do understand the worry of random people.
But the country also do tight.
I can't lie.
No, if there's a father somewhere that's happy, I'll be like VI, Ikoyi.
I mean, look, you know what, my girl.
When I sell your house for 1 billion,
my girl just wants to check.
So, mommy,
what are we talking about that he
as me is your bad fit now, just say, mommy, I'm going to say, tiku.
Those who are gone are gone.
And let by gun. be bygone. Don't let's be gone with gone. Do you understand? So I want to say, I can't even suggest that. So let's not be bringing back memories. Maybe we should sell the house. Do you understand? Because as you are saying the house, we may bring that this, we break your heart.
I honestly think
Let's
you
sell the
have
house.
to do it in a way where it's for you. It's for you to make everything easier, the transition period smoother. Let's call the lawyer.
Mommy
Let's
Tabata
find
is saying,
out.
I'm thinking we can just go to New York for a week. Get a
Kaloshe
penthouse.
shopping.
Just relax up.
No, I get it. It's just
the
so.
most-
Then you will do spa weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like, I think what is even annoying her is the fact that because she doesn't really feel anything.
Because she doesn't feel
has to be
she's a
performing.
bit.
Yes.
She's a bit not offended, but she's a bit taken aback by maybe the emotions of everyone when she's like, "Sorry, do we all know the same?
Yeah.
This man."
A friend of mine said this exact same thing, that her dad died, and when people were talking about him during the funeral, she said, this same person, because he wasn't a good father to her and her siblings. So it was just such a jarring experience to hear other people, and then he had other children, and those children were inconsolable. And when they were talking about their dad, she said that wizard, that devil.
I know the learning from this as well is that regardless, I always say to people, see, once you start having children, it is very, very, very important that mothers or fathers will, you need to manage the relationship with your partner and your children when your own relationship with that partner is going wild.
Yeah.
Because they are different worlds. The relationship is different. So you will not deprive a father of the child or a mother of the child because of the fight
That
you have with your partner. It is wrong because they're different. Do you know how many something very interesting happened in my daughter's school? Very interesting. They bring a new child to the school, and then Nola goes to say, "Hi, my name is Shanola. My mom is KieKie. Who is your mommy?" Hey, and in as much as that came out as a very genuine,
like
small
innocent
child,
thing.
but now imagine if that child, maybe they have collected the child from the hand of the mommy. The child now be wondering that at that young age, it would spark. Now, fast forward to 3 days after, her mom came to get her from school, and then Nola, the girl cries and says, "Come and meet Nola." She was asking with, but say my mommy. That's like 3 days after.
Yeah.
So you see all these.
The child has
She
still been thinking
remember.
about
She has
it.
been thinking is that let me show you my
I will
mommy.
show you my
but
mommy.
it's true. When I was in primary school, my mom moved abroad because my brother was sick. I'll never forget one stupid and bastardy girl. No, I can never forget. So everybody knew. So my school was small. Everybody knew that my mom was not around. Was it primary 4 or primary 1? No, I was not in grade. I don't know. I can't remember, but I remember being very young. So it was a thing of, I think it was that my dad, different people would come and pick me from school. My auntie, my grandma, my dad. But most kids, their moms would pick them up. So I think she said, Jola, your mommy has never come to pick you up. So innocently, I told her that, oh, my mommy is not around, that she traveled with my brothers. This idiot now said, and why didn't she take you? Doesn't she like you? Do you know that I got home, I cried and cried and cried because when I now did the math, I was like, it's true.
Now.
She took the one that was sick fair. The other one.
Are they sick? She doesn't like
No, she doesn't like me. Do you know that it took a lot for my grandma, and this was pre-mobile phone. So to talk to my mom, we'll go to Nitel office, or she'll write letters and wait till somebody is coming to Nigeria to give them the letters to deliver to us. And maybe the person is going to Ilorin. They will go to their Ilorin for 3. So communication was not constant. I was inconsolable. I was convinced that my father came back from work only to meet new problem. I said, Mommy doesn't like me. He said, what are you talking about? I said, she went. And the reason she left me was she just felt she can't carry on my father's children and leave him by himself in Nigeria. That the child that is most similar to him, leave her with him. Let them be playing. But I can't, like what you said is true. That I said this girl, I think my father went to go and meet this teacher that, please, sorry, which kind of witchcraft is happening in this institution? Who is the owner? It was a whole thing. I think my dad now had to like send word to my mom that John along something has happened here. But it's true. Like people pick up children will pick up
children pick up a
things.
couple of things. So because you talking about the other family that they were inconsolable.
Yeah.
That this maybe there the mama don't package the man give them.
Do you get? Maybe him too is a useless man there, but they've sold a dream.
There's a dilemma here
children,
exactly
we
like
all,
that.
we all know that as children, we all know that who our parents are also form us.
Yeah.
So if the package of what give you saying a good man, even though you know be good man, it
You
will
believe
still,
it.
It
You
will
believe
still
it.
form you, you know. So
It's all part of it, my dear. But what I would say is, I think you have to find left to me. Give your mom a bit of time, but also find a good moment.
Yes.
When she's a bit
But
okay.
also, if you're above the legal age, and you know that he left things to you,
You have
that means,
rights.
you have rights. So maybe before you can ask, if you just want information, you can ask your dad's lawyer. Yes.
That might be somehow.
Not for you. No, you don't what he left your mom. It's information. She can't. That's the thing. We're also Nigerian. No matter how old you are, you can't do anything without talking to your mom first anyway. But what you want to know is what you have. No problem. This amebo that you want to do, call the lawyer and tell the lawyer that, let me not lie to you. I know that this thing I'm doing is nonsense. But I'm curious. I want to know what is there. So that the man can now tell you that he left you half plot in Ikorodu so that your body will come down.
Do you get? Because all this one, you've already in your mind, you've already gone to Dubai. You've already gone to Paris.
She has bought
already
Lambo.
planned
She's
that,
ready.
Hashtag. Meanwhile, that man left you old Peugeot.
Or they scammed him and told him that there's oil in one place in Badagry. He bought the land. So you can relax very well. When you find out that what he left to you is 18K.
You get there, daddy was owing money. Just cool down.
She's 18K and 6 articles.
Yes. I don't know. I think some of this stuff is also figuring out how you feel.
Yeah, I think so.
Deal with that vex. Truly.
I think KieKie is right. There's pain in it, Sha, but I can't lie. I get you. I get you. If I don't like you, me too, I'm also like, okay, so what did you do for me? Let me know if even in death, you're a wicked person. Okay, we have another one. Let's see. Hello to the Able Bounce, an amazing guest, Tiffany, that's you. I was out with an Odogo on to say, make I marry use FK wedding venue, please and please. Also, her name is Achalugo in distress. Before I could sip the cocktail, a trail of piquant aroma was present. This is not a serious person. I thought to myself, surely it can't be me. As the fragrance babe that I am, I'm a consumer of the Kylie perfume, Vanilla 28 for the girlies.
Okay.
I turned to the tablecloth. Maybe they didn't wash it, or the waiter was a victim of Lagos heat. Lo and behold, as Egbon was about to pay the bill, his arm arose in endeavor to collect the POS, exposing the pit of his arm to the wind. The waiter and I burst, with scrunch nose and a high pitch in unison. Odogu now said, hello, what is the meaning of that? Now, he said I embarrassed him. Am I not the one to be feeling shame? And I'm a graduate to MD and bachelor's. He now even proposed for a second date. Odogu, I cannot marry you. You are oozing.
I don't know, like smelling, I think smells, are the quickest way to turn people off. Beyond anything else, before somebody talks, a smell. Like, good, no, actually, let me not say smells, good or bad, like a smell is a quick indicator.
Yeah.
Because even like, so yesterday, Soji came to meet us, and Soji's perfume yesterday was really, really nice. First of all, he collects perfume, so he's big on. You know, that's the first thing I said. I said, oh my gosh, Soji, you smell so nice. He said, oh, Dekim. No good afternoon. But he smelled so nice. So it's something that people
recognize.
And if someone smells nice, you see people turn.
Of course.
Immediately.
Of course.
Like,
people are, and that's always also my favorite compliment. Speaking of Soji, when I actually arrived, before he greeted me, the first thing he said was, you smell nice. So you see people lie. They lie a lot. Let me do this second one because it's the same. I really liked a guy, and I really liked a guy that I started seeing long distance. When we actually met in West Africa, and which one is West Africa?
She's trying to give him an excuse already. He's hot. He's also over here.
And he had a funny smell. Hey. Even right after showering, he would still have that smell due to the atrocious heat. Now, so I had to recommend a deodorant because I decided then and there I'm not losing out on an amazing guy due to that. He took it well. Luckily for me, I made the adjustment. It was actually this podcast that gave me the courage to let him know. I did it politely during Pillow Talk, which we advised in a previous dilemma. Wait, the time to say this kind of thing is when you people are, everybody's pants are already removed. So you're in a vulnerable
Can
place.
I be honest? We can't get there.
Let me not
If you
lie.
smell we can't get there.
I say you say after he showered, he had a funny smell. Then inside, you still got to Pillow Talk.
After he showered.
Ede budget. You people. But anyway,
Smells
he has
are-
taken it well.
He has taken it well.
So thank God for that. But I don't know how people get there.
I think it's just because as nice as it is on one hand, it's a very awkward
It's very awkward.
conversation.
Especially if
to
you
have.
like the person, because clearly they were doing long distance. So you've been talking. You already like him.
No, not to do.
Remember,
Somebody will do.
it's just an awkward conversation to have. A friend and I share like a staff member, and it took us a while to just tell the guy that, oh, would you know, like when you're, okay, how will we say it? Okay, how will we say it? When? Should we say it's first thing in the morning? We could, because it feels embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yes, it
But
is.
there's nobody that you tell that doesn't immediately want to take
Yeah.
action or like figure it out, right? It's like it's something that they're worried about because nobody wants to. It's also an insult. The smell.
But for me, like every single time I've had to tell someone that my approach is the same every single time. I stock up products for you. I call you, I bought some things for you, and I'll tell you straight. So you have some uncomfortable smells, and I feel like you need to pay more attention. You need to bathe twice a day, morning and night, until you start to see changes and you can go back to one day. And also check on your favorite clothes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some of these clothes, they do carry germs. Especially
They
if
do, and you're not washing
right.
them.
Yes. So stop
Especially
it.
when you think you can just air dry something that you've been sweating in. So you're just drying the sweat. So,
There's a lot of things. I had to tell one of my staff, and we were actually talking about it because she was just like, oh, but she showers. And I was like, but are you like washing your bra? You know, it's all these things. And it came out like she wasn't washing her stuff. And I was just like, listen,
yeah.
this thing is not. And then she like at one point she gave her sister money for something, so she didn't buy the soap she
Deodorant
normally
and soap,
uses.
yeah.
She didn't buy deodorant, and I was just like, sis.
And speaking of that soap too is another people's problem. All those vitamin C soap, bath 2 times and be yellow. That's where the problem is.
Like your
That's where the problem
chemicals.
is.
Yeah, you
Yes,
actually
it has a
smell.
smell.
It
Yes.
has a smell.
Once they sweat like this, that is the end. I'm like, where is this smell coming
Yeah,
from?
it has a very, and it's not a pleasant
It's
smell.
a very weird.
Another thing is just generally, I find that the deodorant conversation, I don't mean it funny as in ha ha ha, but it's very interesting when you ask people about deodorant because you think it's a given.
And
It's not.
do you know what I've come to realize? Anyway, I went to boarding schools. I saw a lot of things.
Yeah.
As we went to say boarding school in Ibadan, and that's when I realized people are not using deodorant.
What boarding school is that?
Life I said
Force,
people are not into. I said,
The first one I
in my room, I said,
powder.
girl, all of you inside this
Powder.
room.
Yeah, people would use powder to
You
dry.
can't use talcum powder in your armpits.
yes.
So-
Why are you laughing?
What are you
yes,
guys
so-
laughing? People wake
Why
up in
those
the
white
morning,
powder?
and the other thing is
Passion.
they've seen it at home. They've put talcum powder, then they've not been like,
Yes.
I feel like, I said,
Yes.
first of all, can't see what you're doing. You're supposed to put all this pepper powder inside your armpits.
Usually all those dusting
Yeah,
powder.
then I'm
Yes.
I said, morning like this, you're doing.
Yeah, stand in front stand in front of the fan. You'll be like, don't worry, I'm good for the OD. I say,
You're not good.
What of us? What of us? We can never be good. What of us? What of us?
And I always should be like, listen, you need to use deodorant. And I remember recently there was someone, we had this whole thing because the person was saying they tried natural deodorants.
No, please.
What's the
Aluminium.
natural deodorant?
It doesn't have.
It's all
aluminium
these
free.
it's aluminium free, and it's all these brands, all these. And then she tried a natural deodorant that I don't know, no toxins, no chemicals, no one thing, all these aloe vera. Yeah, they join aloe vera. They just so she was using it. She now said that like her office bestie says she's come. What's in the happen now? She said,
Where's in the sub?
She said, you're smelling.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God. Since when? She's like, The last few days, I've been saying that I've not been near you. She not say, oh, she just thought you'll be saying, no, you're smelling, and it's somehow because you're the only person I talk to in this office. And the thing is, she was like, because the girl is not like her friend out, but like in the office, they're
guys,
the ones
Yeah.
so the people was just like, what's happening now? She now said, oh, she's trying this natural deodorant. The people told her, no, don't try it again. You
Stop
need
it.
She now said, oh, it's aluminum. She said, you need that aluminum. She said that aluminum gone.
The aluminum that you remove. That's what
need to put it. And
Yeah.
the thing is, I get it. You know, people want to be healthier, and she was just like the thing. So we were not having a conversation about it. That she then went to like do more research, and the point is just. It's not about using it. You need to use things that work
For your body,
your body and for your context. You know, there's a reason for antiperspirants because you are perspiring.
Bruh.
You are indeed perspiring.
Also,
and like natural deodorants are not bad, but there's some that like can click for this heat.
Yeah.
And there
It's
are
not
others
possible.
that I'm like, you can't buy something people in Sweden are using. It's cold.
Yeah.
No.
Like this is, have they been in downfall?
It's also like, that's why in the summer, if you've ever been on the tube in the summer,
God.
Don't do it. Oh, what are you going to do for the tube during summer? Don't do it.
People are all, and then I'm just like,
there was
I'm
a day,
sorry.
and you know, we're also all Yoruba girls now. You know, we like to package, because you want to act like this is where you're from. Everywhere you go, you want to act like you're not an immigrant. There was someone guy that stood next to me on the tube. I wanted to tap him, that brother. This thing you're doing, is it right?
You are collecting.
Brother.
No.
We live in the West.
Thinking, oh, they're fine. What is
I be
going
central
on?
line.
That's the worst line because
Let me say, I would rather use the money that I'll use to eat to carry Uber, like Uber, than for me to enter that tube. Never.
Because the heat does something. What? The heat, your body sweats.
No.
No.
I personally feel like it's an assassination attack for you not to bath inside. Also, are you checking the weather? 28 degrees, 30 degrees,
32.
and then you leave your house without taking a shower. No, that's an assassination attack. Stop it.
Boys and girls, please, we've come here today with a request. We've come to beg you. We are on our knees.
Yeah.
Don't forget that we're sitting down. Just imagine it with your mind. Please, they say, you know, you people, you always ask us for many things. Like now, Beyonce won a Grammy. They said, oh, have her on the podcast. Okay, no, good and fine. But how do we want to have her when you don't want to subscribe? You don't want to share the podcast? You don't want to download? What are the other things they do again?
Everything.
Follow, what again? Comment, and what again?
Everything.
All the things.
Just do what you're supposed to do.
Do the things, and then we'll have Beyonce. Very simple.
Yeah.
Okay?
I even made a song. Do you want to hear my song?
That's not the video we're doing right now. Okay, go ahead.
It matters.
See.
Because I need to clear my throat. Let me make sure that is in order.
You don't remember the song?
No, I want to make sure it's in order.
Of what?
Like, share, subscribe, and comment if you're not a bastard, because it's important. That's another song.
That's the whole song.
That's the whole song.
Okay, there's no chorus, hook.
No need.
Bridge.
You know, I'm somebody that I like to be brief, succinct. Tell them what to do. Let them get it in one go. See, you are talking. I did one line. But yeah, guys, you know what to do.
Please.
Yeah.
Do all the
it's
things.
important.
It's important.
It's important.
And then
they want Beyonce to come to a podcast with 40,000 subscribers.
Thank you. When you people will not subscribe. See,
Lunatics.
Sometimes you really upset me. Because we're going up and down. Oh, we're the biggest. Only for you to open there, we don't have up to 40,000 people. What's it? What's the essence?
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Don't let us be disgraced as a community, please. Please, don't let us be disgraced, please.
And then the body, like, there's your body, that shower can only literally alone can only carry you for a couple of hours at best.
Work.
To be honest, 4 6 hours.
If you don't have any deodorant on, by the time you get to midday, if you take your shower at like 6:37, by midday, there's a stickiness that actually tells you that.
And you know the kind of stickiness where you start feeling irritated with yourself. The days that, as in, I'm like, I need to go home and change. Because I'm so hot.
How many times both of us have just come near each other?
Am I smelling? Literally, a lot of times I'm just we're texting and it's like the places I'm sweating from. You can't believe it.
I'm being serious.
I'm like,
I can even show you
I can
one.
actually show you.
Now.
Say, where I'm sweating from, you can't believe it.
You see, I'm feeling a drip
Yeah.
from a certain region of
Say,
my
I'm
body.
feeling
It is
moisture all over the place.
Jujua.
We must leave this place.
This is on Jujua.
I say, we must leave.
No,
this.
genuinely.
All the
It's
time,
so
like a lot of my
hot.
friends are just like, smell me.
Let me just
Smell me.
something really embarrassing happened someday. So I have this somebody who is quite on the she's chubby.
Yeah.
And then she arose. And where she sat was a bit wet. I sometimes myself that it's not possible that she wets herself.
Yeah.
At what age? And I said, sorry, I said, she wants to go and change you that she's sweating. I say, yeah, what is it? Say, in between her thighs. It was as if she popped pure water out.
No. That is that is
crazy.
real talk. It happens all the time that I'm just like, see, I need to leave this place because the way I am the way my thigh laps. Laps, yes. It's an issue of laps.
Yeah, I just think it's something that more and more people. It's an awkward conversation. So we live in a very hot country. Why even in the middle of a heat wave on top?
Yeah, and I'm just like, there are things like you can't, maybe if you were wearing your bra too, you can't do it.
No.
It's hot.
It's too hot.
Everywhere is just, it's hot. It's hot. You must be washing things.
Then we're wearing heavy cotton, wearing a shoki, wearing heavy fabrics.
And then I'm like, see, a lot of nights now, I'm just like, I must shower again because it's just the whole day, you've packed everything, you now enter your bed. Oh.
Yeah.
I think that personal hygiene is very important.
It
very honest. This is very, very important.
And also, it's when you start talking to other people that you realize, I don't know, people assume some things are instinct. Things that you should be taught are instinct. And one of the reasons I'm grateful for boarding house, because you don't really have so much of an opportunity to be embarrassed. Because all of you are just naked together. And
I'm like, look, we're sitting in a room. You know, first of all, when you're new, you see all the different things people are doing, and you're like, okay, that's crazy. So I remember that baby when she was putting taco powder. The rest of us were like, sis, how far deodorant? Okay, yeah, I'm not into it. You must be. I said, this room cannot work. It can't work. This place is hot. What you're doing, the first day, the second day, I said, girl,
there are things
let me
you
know
learn.
like where I'm coming from. We don't do it.
Yes.
There are things you learn about, even how to wash yourself.
Yeah. Me and mommy, when I was going to body school, 2-factor authentication, roll on spray.
It's important now. All of you be monitoring yourself. Say,
Do you get? And so
that's the pants you wore yesterday.
so easy.
That's the pants you wore
It's actually so easy to know because it's just like we are all here together.
Yes.
This pants, you've not washed it.
Yes.
That's actually.
But now it's crazy.
Especially when we're like that 11, 12.
It's so clear.
But now is great too.
Yeah.
You just say your pants is torn.
Yes, so your pants are straight.
Yeah.
The under of your shirt is brown. Your collar is brown. You can't wear that shirt again. The collar is brown.
Yes. Every time.
Yes.
And it's just like normal that you won't wash your hair. What's going on?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
too.
it's
One day somebody sat down like this. I said, okay, let me relax by the edge of the chair.
Yeah.
I was standing. Let me just bend and relax. You see the gravity that took me down.
It rose you up.
I rose me back. I said, the hell? What's going on? He said, no, it's the wig. I said, they remove it. I was almost shedding tears.
I don't know. People, honestly, I think it's for babes, the hair thing is very important. Because like, I remember I was talking to someone and she was like, oh, you do braids a lot. How do you deal with the heat? I said, I wash my hair. She was like, with the braids? I said,
there are a lot of extensions that's the entire essence.
You can wash it, you'll be very okay. It will dry. It will take small time, but like I promise you, do wash the hair. Everything will be. I was like, you don't have to. She was not saying how. I was like, you don't have to pour water. I promise you, washing my braids is a production. Someone will hold it so that they'll wash the scalp, so that only this place is wet. Then you sit under the dryer, and you're gone. I was just like, but in this heat, you've worn long braids. You don't want to wash your hair. I was down. I said, it will be rough. It will be rough. That's it.
I was saying to someone that as a full blown adult, you should be able to wash your hair. You have hand dryer in your house.
You have to.
Like, it's not every time you're going to salon. Let's say this is stay under the shower and wash it. And now that we even do all these frontals and cornrows, some people's cornrows have been on their head for 1 month.
The
How do you do
is
all
now
back?
growing.
Do you understand?
When you remove it's just hanging.
Nah,
The undergrowth is just...
No, it's this personal hygiene is very important.
It's crazy. And it's I don't know, sometimes I'm like, is it an awkward thing? And you realize that people do weird things. So there was a time that I realized someone thought body spray would do the same thing as deodorants. And I was just like, no, that's crazy.
Oh.
That just because you spray this thing all over, it's not the same. Like, it's not, because they're just like, oh, spray. And I was like, no. Please, the deodorant, you'll be using it. That body spray, it's okay. Deodorant be using. Even guys, I tell them that just because you carry links, you do like this, you need deodorant.
Yeah. You need it too.
Yeah.
There's something about addressing something from the roots.
Yeah.
You have to attack it
from all corners.
Which is the armpit most times.
Yeah. No, genuinely. I think, again, like we just said, people think some of this stuff is assimilated. Some people actually need to be taught, because you're wondering why people still have to advertise deodorant, because some people still don't know. People think of it as a nice to have as opposed to a necessity.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to a necessity, it's like, no. And it's Lagos, Echo.
Come to find out, people think it's a waste of money. And I'm like,
What do you mean deodorant is a waste of money?
You know many people that will put perfume, small perfume like this, and then they transfer it to their armpits. So the same perfume, they transfer it to their armpits. So they have put it there. Perfume.
I'm like, are we all serious people here?
Yeah, but speaking of, how long have you worked with Nivea? Is this a new?
Yeah, so we started with our mall activations last year. And then it was one thing that I realized. I realized that it is very difficult for you to find someone without a Nivea product in their wardrobe.
Yeah.
For something. If it's not the deodorant, it's going to be the cream, it's going to be the sprays, it's going to be something. The balm is going to be something. And then they did this thing where we're doing say state your confidence, release your confidence kind of thing. And I think it was when we're in Asaba. I was just looking at that board because it was the same board that we're taking from city to city.
Okay.
And I realized that maybe 70% of the women that had written something on that board were writing similar things. So why are you a Nivea woman?
Yeah.
To boost my confidence, to be more comfortable, for even skin tone, for this, for that. And in that moment, I realized that at the end of the day, all of us were looking for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's looking to smell good and look good.
So they can feel good.
And so they can feel good. And I said something about body odor also coming from people who use all these products. You bath 2 days, you are yellow in 2 days.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's I'm happy to collaborate because this is a product that's been around for so many years. It's a product that my husband is using. I am using, and I will not tell you that, something has damaged my skin because of this product. So there's that confidence in the usage. You are sure that this will not damage my product. So I'm still waiting for that one person that will say, I used Nivea and something happened to my skin. I haven't seen anyone just yet. So if you come and tell me now, we have to investigate you.
Yeah.
Maybe you have mixed carrot lotion with vitamin C lotion. And you now mix it with your Nivea. Maybe that is why.
Mixing cream.
Nigerians
are so interesting.
Bro, there's so many funny things. And as you're saying it, I just realized that my deodorant is always Nivea. And now I started, because I went to a friend's house and I stayed over and showered. And they had this one Nivea, I think it's like a cocoa butter, whatever. But it has... So it's not, it's scented, but it's not like all these weird perfume scents, but it smells fantastic.
Great.
I was just like, bro, what is this?
There was the day I wore these very short skirts and it was a sunny day and someone was looking at my thighs and then she goes, your skin is even toned. What product? I said, it's Nivea. She said, no, that they don't have all this glow. I said, there's Radiant and Beauty. The work of Radiant and Beauty is to give your skin. But you see, if they have not mixed that cream and they have not purchased a separate oil that they want to put, I don't know who started that mentality
of adding one oil, one cream, then glitter, kini. I'm just like,
oh God. You've not done maybe any kind. Okay, me, I do productions. So people come together a lot. And it's time to dress.
Yeah.
Vroom. 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 Oh my Lord. There's no way you won't have odor because all these things that you're combining.
You mix so many chemicals.
And then, I also feel like skincare is lifestyle.
Yeah.
What you eat pretty much is what you're going to feel in your body system.
Yes.
So what you apply on your skin is what you're going to get. You come to me now, you tell me that you don't believe that this is the product I'm using, but I've been using this product now for maybe 4-5 years.
Yeah.
But you're seeing my skin of today. Then you're not going to start your own. Then in 2 weeks, not say it didn't work. So if you want to lose weight, if you're 100 kg, you're trying to get to 75 kg, is it in 2 weeks?
Yeah. And
So-
I think it's just a lot of things that I like, brands like Nivea because they're like they're normal products.
Yeah.
I need body cream. I don't want you to promise me any special.
Do you get?
Don't promise me anything.
Just be healthy.
moisture.
Yeah.
Normal. Because now there's a lot of skincare before 2 minutes.
Organic glow.
Please.
I know for me though, me as an influencer, I've dealt with a lot of them in the past.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't necessarily have such a fantastic relationship with a lot of them. Because I'll tell you this. I feel like most people don't understand that this all influencing thing is community building.
And they have to trust you.
It is a must. If they don't trust you, you don't have any business.
Yeah.
Your business, your shop are born. If your followers don't trust you, technically. So if I'm telling you that this thing works, it must work. Now, the moment you change what I'm saying it is working, then I cannot say it again.
Yeah.
Then things need to change. You cannot tell me that, this product is going to do X, Y, Z. Then you're not going to say, so we have advanced it. We have not
do
added
this or that
glowing.
thing.
Glow is not part of what I told them in the beginning, so it's not gonna. But so people just, and I feel like a lot of women too, and these things actually go straight to confidence.
Yeah, it does.
It goes straight to
It's
confidence.
actually this thing of glowing is deep rooted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Deep rooted.
See, I did one activation with a brand. We went to one local market. So as we're trying to navigate the market, now there's a cream street.
Yeah.
Sort of. My sister, they were mixed. This big drum that we store water.
Yes.
They were mixed with orogun. They were mixing cream. They would pour the oil. They would pour. I say, what? And I'm like,
Me and my mom, when we went to buy fabric one day, some lady, because my mom takes her skincare like really seriously. My mom is, everybody says their mom is beautiful. Genuinely, my mom is very beautiful. So this lady came and said,
and she's your mom, I can
what
tell.
what do you use? So my mom told her, and my mom has quite a simple routine. My mom told her, she said, that like with what cream? My mom was like, this is the lotion I use. And then for my face, this is what I use. I said, no other cream. And my mom was a bit lost. So she was still speaking for
Explain to her there.
I said, Mommy, she's trying to ask, do you bleach, babe? Babe.
Do you know, like, the one thing someone told me one time that absolutely blew my mind was when she asked me, this ointment you apply for maybe acne or eczema.
Like dark spots, yeah.
Not even dark spots, or acne or eczema. They will now mix it with oil. You know that those cream, because it's attacking a particular discoloration.
Yeah, it makes you a bit lighter there.
Then you're applying that to your
the whole
entire
face.
face and neck. Something that doctor will prescribe and say use for 5 days.
Yeah, and also, so just to put it like, it's spots by spots. So.
You now turn it to every face, everyday kind of routine. You now come and tell me that, then you say, but I use the cream you said you use, it bleach. What do you add, sis? Do you add another thing?
But before, you were talking about like confidence and how like a lot of stuff is rooted in people wanting to feel good. And this is just a random question I have and I've always wanted to ask women who are very forward facing because it's clear like you are a confident person. To do what you do, you have to be confident.
Yes.
And I do think that people judge or think of women who are confident or funny, God help you if you are both, in a very specific way. So there's the assumption that, not even about arrogance, but that your confidence is like an automatic push, like you're a pushy person. Like if you're an outspoken woman, it means that
the words that come, you're loud, you're pushy. Or if they want to use small praise, unapologetic. And I'm just, what was I apologizing for?
Yeah.
Before?
And I wanted to ask you, because you started like about a decade, like you've been in business for a while, there for a long time. Now, has there ever been a point where you've worried about how you come across? Like how, like, okay, I want to say something. And I know that if anybody else says this exact same thing, people see it for what it is. But because it's coming from KieKie, they're going to add, they're going to add layers on it that don't exist. So I wanted to ask about that, because nobody's going to say, oh, KieKie, she's so shy. Like, you're a very confident woman and you're funny and like you're very unapologetic. I hate that word.
I hate it so much.
I hate that word. But I wanted to just ask about what that's like when you're dealing in business or even in your personal life, like how you have to, for lack of a better word, like manage situations because people put like extra. It doesn't exist, but people are just adding because they are inferring stuff from the way what you say or what you do.
Well, for me, so two things. The first thing is I'm privileged enough to come from a family of standard and support. So, like I said before, my mom is a very big businesswoman. Yeah. She's in the oil space, and that's another industry like many others that is male dominated. And at different times, IPMAN, that's like Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, and at a point she was the secretary of the entire association. So and there was a lot of why would you even put a woman in that position? Yeah. So that I look at her and I'm asking myself, if this baby is busting doors like this, there's nothing. I'm not loud enough because I've not even achieved half of what she's achieved, industry-wise. Number one. Number two, there are a few times where perhaps actually said to me, I've read comments around, she's too loud. She's always shouting, And luckily, one presenter made me on the red carpet and said, so some people have the opinion that you're too loud and you shout a lot. I said, well, I need an example of that person in person. Yeah. And then somebody wanted to be bold enough in that instant and say, oh, that even she too, before she started following me really close, that she always feel like I'm too loud. So I was going to ask her that what was her name. But now I told her that she should go and be loud enough so that means I can learn her name myself. And that's it. You have to be as loud as you can be because it is my voice. I'm the one with the dream. I'm the one with the vision. I know what I want to achieve. So if across platform now, I have over 10 million followers. Yeah. Gay. So if we're like, how many million in Nigeria? 200 and something million. Yeah. Just that my voice is not loud enough. It's just 10 million. There's still 200 and something. You just said Davido is one of the biggest artists in the world. Can you say that about me right now? No. Can you see where they're not hearing me in America? I say I'm loud. They've not heard me in Europe. You say I'm loud. I'm not even loud enough as far as I'm concerned. So I still have a lot of things to do. So it's just that thing of people wanting to project their own limitations on you. It's not going to happen, bro and sis. You have to fight for somebody else that's going to happen.
I think it's just, I always ask women who are very front-facing these questions because people will say things that if you're not careful, you will start
you can internalize it.
They'll start telling you about yourself, particularly because you started younger. Yeah. So there'll be people will imply that you're not going to be able to get a good relationship. You start career that has barely started, they're worrying you about being typecast. Yes. And it's like Shebi is casting that will lead to being typecast. Shebi, they will at least give me
like
some.
If you cast before
first.
They typecast
one of the funniest things that happened to me when I got married, I started reading a lot of comments around you don't dress like a married woman. And I Googled it.
How do they dress?
Code of him? And I didn't see any. Nobody said these are my
people tell on themselves. What I've seen a lot of people, when people say stuff like she doesn't look like a married woman, do you know what I've noticed? They always mean that person is happy.
Oh yes. 100%.
That's what they mean. When they say she doesn't look or act like a married woman, it means she doesn't carry stress.
Yeah, and also nothing happy. Has changed so fundamentally about you because you're married. So you mean you got married and you're just...
I say she's happy faking.
You're just moving forward.
There's this thing myself and Simi were saying one time where you go out and they're just asking, after you have a child, the first thing they want to ask you is, how's I doing? Where is your child? You can see me in a club at 1 a.m.
Why would the child be there?
She's with the DJ now.
You're asking me, where's my... So
she's with the DJ.
Are you trying to guilt trip me? Or what are you trying to do? Like, I don't get. Why is the child? She did DJ now. Didn't you hear her?
I think it's very interesting because, like, it's similar to what Jola is saying. That there are women who, I've heard this about myself. I don't know about Jola, that there are women who people always think, oh, they're too much or they're doing too much. And it's so interesting to me.
It's so interesting.
Because I'm always like, the problem is you're trying to... As in, you're like, I like you, negotiations, but like, it's a bit much.
Yes, that's the one that gets to my head the most in negotiations. Like, you're a woman now, that money is not for you. Even when people are complimenting you, they say things like, you have boss band. You have husband, you have parents, they can still help you. But it's compliment.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're insulting me. Like, I don't understand. But it is in their mind, they're saying something about, you don't have problem now. You have husband, you have parents. If you want to do something, you can always, Baba, I'm the one that's supposed to become.
Yeah.
I'm the one that should, fight for my dreams and, achieve what I set out to achieve. Not that I want to go and be using somebody for backup plan. But I mean, it's just that we have a very long way to go because the main thing is women themselves, they need to be reorientated and get it straight because what you don't have, you can't give.
Yeah.
We can't expect the change to come from the men. It is from us, the women, that
because
the
it's us that are not benefiting at the moment. Nobody changes something that works for them.
Nope.
Nobody. Like
it is not.
In
they
their
don't have
benefit.
any owners to change because everything is set
working
up
for them.
for it
One
to
of my
work for them.
friends bought a Mercedes and someone that liked her said, I don't think this one is ready to marry. Whenever I do, they buy Benz.
Okay, now.
And I'm like, I didn't say anything though because I was like, for a week after, the statement
it was in your head. That was happening here.
It's genuine.
He said she never ready, and they were like 6 or 8 of them there, and everybody kind of
they were agreeing,
male and female. Everybody agreed like, you never said like you don't go buy Benz.
Sometimes I always wonder that my problem in Nigerians is the number of things they want you to do for an imaginary husband you don't have.
So
every time I say, okay, but he doesn't exist at the moment. So like, what can you expect?
And it's never
I remember
about
one uncle telling me.
And sorry to cut you. And it's also personality bias.
Yeah.
Because for example now, a Temi Otedola will buy the Benz, but there's no problem that she because does she not drive an exotic car right now? But she's not yet married. Even before she started dating Easy, I don't want to imagine that she was driving around in Picanto.
They had never seen a Picanto.
God bless you. But it's okay. But you that you're a working girl,
for you it's too much.
Yourself, you buy Benz before you see husband.
I just think the context of like this, without meaning to, particularly in the Nigerian context, it's just an equation of marriage to something that is just uncomfortable
and
for
subdued.
And subdued.
There's a sense that like the
you're
more you
always
expand,
implying.
like you're doing different things. The more you expand, the more you start new things. It is a threat to this imaginary husband that is coming. The way they do it is as if one man was just about to approach you.
Yes,
Next thing,
but
you launch a new thing. He said, no,
this is too much.
This is the line. I can't do this. And I'm always just, I remember one time I said, I had a date and my uncle was like, is this bag you carry? I said, I said, if you start with this, when the man looks at you, he'll now think, see her watch, see her bag. I said, so what you want me to do now is to go home. I'll now start looking for an appropriate bag.
Yes, you don't
hide the bag.
Not buy any bag from Zara.
Remove my watch.
It's something that
I will remove earring so that the man who doesn't know me can feel
better. It's just odd.
I just thought, so when he gets to my house and sees the remaining bag.
Oh, you have house? Wow. You are.
I was just like, I was now saying to my uncle, let's play this out. The day he's now like, okay, we're now together after I've stopped using the bag. When he now gets to my house and sees the bag and the
I have a problem.
What will he now do?
He's just start crying.
Do you get what all of us now do? Because I just want to know what's next. What will now happen?
You made me love you.
I didn't know you had this bag.
It's so
and
odd.
these shoes.
Even
look at your jewelry. You have this watch. Watch your back.
He just thought no now, but if he just for the first time he just sees you, and I just thought when he met me, I was probably wearing the watch. You know, like what are we saying?
It's just small things.
And I was just like, imagine me saying I'm going to this, and that's the first thing you said.
Do you know somebody that I know that has a very similar?
And that's your uncle that loves you.
Do you
yes.
And the thing is,
my grandpa
loves you.
My
he was actually trying to advise me. He
was
hoping that it would go well. That's why he was advising me that he was saying I should better package myself appropriately. I said, what does that mean now? This is how you see me normal every day.
My grandfather told me to pack my Hyundai. Hyundai.
You don't even buy
This
Benz.
man said I should pack my Hyundai. He said because you know, only meet in your new boss. I said me.
In the boss. Okay, but you can meet a boss. Pay BOSS.
No.
BOS.
He said I can meet a nice guy.
In the boss.
He's high boss.
He can just think. I said, Grandpa,
if he thinks anything of
you
that.
left Elisha to Lagos to look for
and my
greener pastures.
and my
You
grandpa
had
to Elisha.
children. Your children went to the school, you did not go to. They all have masters. Then the children that your children had, you now think, do you know what would be best
If you meet
for this
somebody.
girl?
That meets on the bus.
She has to meet some. I said,
You don't know, maybe that person you miss in the bus, maybe the grandfather also advised him
to park his own car. It's
You
just,
can meet somebody in the
I
bus.
just think there's a lady that was talking about something that I thought was interesting. So she's the same. She's like a vivacious, like big character, whatever. So she got married and they've been married for a few months. So she didn't make breakfast and she went to get a breakfast. She was out. She had an early morning meeting, very early. And then she went to get a breakfast sandwich. And she called her husband to be like, oh, do you want one? Blah, 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 blah. By the way, before she left the house, she had apologized. Said the guy was looking at her somehow. And so she called him like, oh, do you want a breakfast sandwich? She said, no, thank you. They dropped the phone. He now called her back to be like, sorry, you're aware that I'm a grown man, right? She said, yes. She was wondering where he was going. He was like, he doesn't want them to get into a habit of her being with him. It requires her to take care of him in that way.
Yeah.
Because it's her guilt that made her call him. It's not just normal concern, like, oh, I'm eating it's that she was anxious based on, I didn't leave anything at home and then I went out. Because he was like, I didn't wake up thinking, oh, what is she going to eat this morning? And when I left the house, I didn't think I need to buy her a breakfast sandwich. So it basically was, and she was like, she just realized like that thing, she hadn't thought of it that way. But she was grateful that she married a man that noted that you started
rubbish.
You started rubbish
Yes.
that does not concern the two of us.
Yes.
When did it become your job?
I know this thing you said now was one of the things my dad said to us when I was going to get married. I see, people are too full adults.
Yeah.
The marriage would work by the two of you being equally responsible. Where one is lacking, one will pick up. Where one has strengths, the other person will serve weakness. And in reality, the truth is, it is not always a situation of whose role is this. It's a situation of who can handle this best. So if in my own house now, male or female, everybody knows how to cook. My brother is the best cook in my house. And growing up, my father would tell you, if you cannot wash car, you cannot drive car. Because we don't carry car to car wash in my house. My father would tell you, I can't spend millions buying a car. I will give you the key to that and you can't wash it. Because this one time I was driving my car for like 2 or 3 days. Ashe Popsi was looking at me. The first day I can't find the key up and down. Where is the key? Where's the key to bullets? It was an under bullet that year. Where's the key to bullets? Where's the key to... Popsi say, oh, is your car? 3 days I didn't watch. You know that for 2 weeks I didn't drive in the house. Because my dad felt that you're not responsible.
You're not ready.
And that's that thing. So I can't be married now, be thinking that Mrs. my husband that, or maybe my car is faulty. I wish my husband tell me call mechanic. By default, now that before I had a driver, I was living alone. Now I call mechanic myself. I carry the car. Me and mechanic we are conversing. Filter ni, a check filter and cookie filter. And a shop cookie belt. The other day, my mechanic asked me that she mechanic tell me. But it is because of the upbringing. And my brother will tell you that you cannot come and say we are my brother. He will cook it for. He will make begiri. He will make a way do. He will make okra. So it is in that.
Taking care of yourself.
Of yourself. Because what you can't give, what you don't have, say you can't give it.
I had an argument with somebody. So she's very big on this like feminine energy, masculine energy thing. I don't believe in it. And she was like, oh, why do I always talk so dismissively? I said, do you know that all the things you describe as masculine energy are irresponsible adults taking care of themselves?
Yes.
Every single thing that you make, because she talks about it in a way. And I said, every time you share this idea, you're making women who are already sort of like socialized to think of, they have to perform weakness in a very specific way. I don't know how to do that. So I don't know. They have to perform it. Even if you can, you have to perform it. I said all these things you talk about, like paying bills, paying rent, is literally just responsibility.
Like this is just, as a grown person on your own, this is just what you have to do.
And then you talk about femininity as, for lack of a better word, just weakness, waiting. You wait. You're waiting around for somebody to figure something out for you. You're waiting.
I said something very similar in a podcast and they just turned it upside down. And I was like, but that is not what I said now. I didn't say be a man in your relationship. What I'm saying
I remember this.
Yes. What I'm saying is, as an adult, you have to be, God forbid, there are a lot of women that they've lost their husband. Did they plan for it? Did they pray for it? What now happens when you lose a partner? Nobody is praying for. I
Yeah.
mean, my parents have been married for 40 years now. Glory to them. I'm hoping for the same. But my point is, as an adult, say, you should be able to be responsible
For yourself.
Be responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
Haba.
It's so
just
crazy.
it.
And then
like partnership and marriage is great because then now you can have
Yes.
complimentary, but
Okay,
like
so
you can't behave as if you're a baby.
I have my child now. My husband says, "Oh, you've born child. I'm so proud. Take this $20,000 gift for having the child."
Mhm.
That's spoiling. I enjoy that. Oh, this is your car. You need a newer version. Take 2024 model of this car. Spoiling. I love it. Does that now mean that I'm going home? We need egg. I can't branch and buy egg, even though they are not selling it for 800. I can't buy it. I was hello. Your daddy is not la. Eba mi show what's the GT. Really? No, let's stop it. So is that thing of you have to be a weak person? You don't have to be a weak person.
yeah. It's
to
just
be loved,
I just
to
don't
be a
like the
woman.
language.
I don't like it either way.
Yeah.
And there's a way, to be honest, even on this thing of like where you're socialized to take care of men, where they become babies. Let me tell you my worst video content thing. When women do that, oh my God, I asked him to do this and he doesn't know how to do it. I hate all those videos. I hate them.
Or they'll say they asked him to buy heavy cream. He bought
All those
body
videos
cream.
of, oh,
What are you
I'm in
talking
the
about?
store. Oh my God, he bought this other thing. He thought like the diaper cream was, and I'm just like, please, I get it. You know, it's meant to, can we please get it together? This is an adult. This is a parent. What you're saying is he does not know what his child needs.
Listen, we went to the doctors for Nola and then we were asking a couple of questions. So what is the Iwu answer? So what is the Iwu answer? When did the after the whole thing, he stepped out to take a call and this was the doctor saying to me, pediatrician saying to me, wow, you're so lucky. He knows everything about, and I appreciated it because I want to assume that in a row.
Yeah, she doesn't see that.
But is still not the daddy.
They don't see it like that.
And do you even know that even as some people will hear this and say, you're not grateful now. It's because she has a dad that cares. There are lots of men out there, Baba, control the bad habits.
Yeah.
Control the bad behavior and stop unnecessarily. It's just like me caring for my child. They want me to now be giving myself some kind of, the child begged me to born her. It's me that begged God to born the
They'll
child.
not be clapping for them.
You understand?
He's really woke.
I think we would be much happier if we were honest about, or like, you know, they'll say, oh, you can see a woman's touch in a man's life because, you know, the back of his leg no longer tears bedsheet.
And I just think,
I'm
what
just
are you
like, can't
talking
you? So
about?
is it
as a person,
as a
why
person,
can't you be
are you
creaming your
resting
body?
are you resting in your feminine by like noticing that, oh, I have acne, I should probably do something about this? Like, is it until a woman says to you, oh, you know, you have acne, like because it's the same store, like it's just small things. But that one for me, particularly for women at the moment, because women are getting like, we're super educated now and we're exceeding in a lot of ways. And it feels like some of this messaging is making women feel guilty for taking on responsibility. But who is supposed to do it? Like, they want you to wait for an imaginary man. He doesn't even exist. So now you're feeling bad that you're paying your bills and you're doing certain things for yourself. Almost like you're a lesser kind of woman because there are not a line of men.
Yeah, and
falling
my
over
own is, it's
themselves to
very
do it for
interesting
you.
because it's never, if you're a woman and you take on extra cooking and cleaning, nobody complains. Once you say you want to make money like this, you want to start doing business. And there's a, you know, for women, there's a way you can make money that is appropriate. It's cute. It's acceptable. All of a sudden, you want to launch
A big
things.
thing.
You want to start
so
a type of
there's
project.
there's a level
and they're
you're
like,
supposed to be.
this is not what you're meant to do. Stop
eh?
that. Stop. Now you're doing only you. Now you're doing, do you get?
A multi-millionaire. Stop it too.
I wanted to ask you because you've been in the game for a long time and I feel like between influencing, you know,
Acting.
doing skits, acting, producing content, all of it has changed from how is that for you now versus like
When you
looking
started.
at it before?
It's crazy. It's crazy because before it was like a 2-3 year template. So
Yeah.
you get it right now. You use the same template for 2-3 years. Now it's a 2 weeks template.
Yes, I'm crying. Is it that short?
2 weeks. The algorithm. You want to be joking with algorithm. So the algorithm will wake up and say, this week, Instagram, I'm pushing pictures this week. If you like, shoot the funniest video. This week is for picture. You post picture, you get 200,000 likes.
Yeah.
And that's what we are doing this week. Algorithm will wake up next morning and say, today is for videos below 20 seconds. If it's above that, I'm not happy to push it. Next tomorrow, say today is for long video. You are posting for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I'll post it. So it's a thing of you have to constantly stay in tune with the audience, with the platforms. And for me now, I have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
How
now
do you
making
do
me
that?
Snapchat. Ugh, gosh.
That's what I'm saying. That because for me,
they are packing money.
They are packing money like
Snap.
mad. There.
So listen to me. So I didn't want to do Snap. I was like, Snap is not for me. It's not for me. So he come up and said, KieKie, do Snap. That's how I started like 2-3 weeks ago now. I said, let me be active. I just looked left, right, and I just saw 50,000 followers in like 2 weeks. I said,
it's crazy.
So that they're emailing me. So when you get this amount of followers and a little bit monetization, let me go and delete my other platform.
Yeah,
This is where I would be.
Once you understand it, apparently, because I don't get it, but once you understand
I can't lie. I don't every day. So my Instagram is not even open. Let's start there. So I'm not even anywhere. But sometimes I wonder. I'm like, it's a lot to like.
But to be honest, I feel like what helps people like me is, like I said, I shoot every day of my life. Even when I'm not feeling fine. When we finish, I just shot one series with Onse for a very long time. This set, I'm telling you, set of to wrap 1 a.m. to come back 8 a.m. kind of set too. As we finished the shoot like this, I just told my son that she should help me collect Gateman clothes from set. The next morning, my husband said, I hope it's not that. You want to use that uniform to shoot something. I say, it's quick video. Let me just quickly
do you know something?
Let me just quickly do it.
Sorry, this is random, but this is not too personal, but genuinely, I find that there's this, if you're a funny woman, particularly funny women who are very like public facing, people believe that there's a way you behave at home. Yeah. They don't realize that the person you're with sees
understand.
Worse. They say the worst idea you've ever had.
Worstest.
The worst rubbish, because genuinely I can just imagine you wearing
that clothes. And your husband is just like,
and the man is probably like, it's Monday.
Listen, that gorilla clothes, as I wear the clothes finished, so you say, but what's this? During lockdown, my husband said something that really shocked me. I can never forget in my life. We have television, no. Netflix is there, Prime is there, YouTube, everything. That's why this man off television say, all these televisions, I'm even tired of it. Say, do something funny for me.
Dance.
I say, I don't dance. I say, can I go to the kitchen, look for things soap? I said, do you pay that in engagement list? Do you see content creation in your engagement list? Do you see something funny?
I'm screaming because I would absolutely do that. If I married someone
funny for me.
That this case, like, perform. Should we practice?
So yes, it's something that I enjoy doing. And then because I'm a very attentive person, I pay attention to a lot of things. From small conversations. That Gatesman content, for example, came off from me just going to that particular estate and shooting for 10 days and seeing many behavior that's...
Can I just tell you that, as I was about to say that, today when I was coming, so I had a code before that I always use, and I don't know why, I was very tired. I was sleeping in the car. So when they asked me for my code, I remembered the old code. And as that guy said, your code has expired, I started laughing. I was like, can you see forward?
No, but 100%. It is the craziest
thing. He was so irritated because he was just like, it's actually hot.
That's my favorite comedy, observational comedy, particularly as Nigerians, because there are things you can't explain unless you experience it.
Yeah.
So you're watching. It is very, I love observational comedy. That's why I like you. I like Lieu in that. It is very...
It's like
I know this
like, I know this thing you're talking about. It's just like that prayer content too. Yeah. I had a lot of pastors send me DMs like, yo, this is it. You know when the battle has faced it for one, said that you don't have to just say, there's
if you've been to church, especially on all these special programs, you see it. And it's funny. It's funny. Look, I don't like people that pretend. It's funny.
It's funny.
See, if you sit down, it's so funny.
Nah, it's so funny.
I mean, because you're like, everybody's going through things, but I'm like, but the way you're going through it. I said, the way you've chosen to go through it.
No, there's a way that some people will start displaying in church that you just say, God, I know I have problems, but surely sister.
You know when you start praying for someone,
please attend to her.
Please, whatever she's
attend to her.
I join my faith because of her. Look, at the other person, there was one guy that after a while, me, your uncle. So I started laughing because the church like has levels. The guy first came down, he dropped off, and he went back. The guy came down again, he knelt down, he went back. He came down again, he laid down on the floor for like 2 minutes. He went back upstairs. All of us wanted to be like, Baba, just stay there. See what you are going through. You need to be on that altar. Just, I wanted to tap him that, bros, kneel down on this stage.
No, genuinely, like
just
I know
because he kept going 2 minutes again. He will come. I said, but what is in your heart? I said, I want to tell him, don't be shy. There's something.
God is here.
There's a time that
lay down.
There's a time that my dad gave like a testimony and he was like, nobody knows what I was going through. I told my brothers that there's a way my dad, and if you grew up with Pentecostals, you know, when they start speaking, when they start shouting, you know. He said that nobody knew what I was going through. I thought he said, Baba, we knew like mad. We knew like mad. My dad would just stop and say, hey! Nobody told you to open office.
You know, there was this time
He would just shout.
This time I went for this program and then somebody was praying, God forgive me. He said, what is it? Oh look, you know that girl.
No. I laughed. He said nobody knew what I was going through. He said we knew like mad.
You will know.
And also because Nigerians are so funny. I went to a church for like, it was somebody's Thanksgiving thing for their baby. So obviously I've never been to that church. Now, it was so funny because before they did the Thanksgiving, you know, you are in the service. So the pastor, and the thing is the pastor that came to preach is like a cool pastor. A young, cool, was wearing fly shoes, skinny come. And so all of us for the Thanksgiving were sitting here. And they were, all these are one unique sisters. They were sitting on this side. And so the funny thing is, the pastor is clearly cool and young, but you can tell he grew up in a church where they are matching the devil. So as he started praying, we just want to give glory. As the prayer just started, he started praying. You know, the devil, the babe just said, is it with this shoe he wants to match the devil? I said, Nigerians are not balanced at all. She just was looking at him, are you sure they will answer you where you are going? It's so funny. But that's why the content is I love content that I'm like, this is exactly it. This is exactly it. But do you now, because obviously the algorithm and all this thing is feeding, but are you still just like, look, this is what I want to do. And I'm doing it. Or are you very, okay, no, this is the data.
Nah. So the thing is, for creators on my own level,
I love that. See, that statement, that's actually ISWIS me.
That's the name of this episode, on my level.
My level. Do you know that going forward, see, for people on my level.
Oh God, Jesus.
We actually don't anything. No. If you meet me for the rest of this week, you know, people just at my level, it's tough that I love what you said now.
I'll pick up from there. For creators on my level, I believe that I've grown used to the algorithm, and the algorithm has also grown used to me.
Yeah.
So when I post contents and they don't do well as much as I wanted to, I go no say now algorithm day mood, not me. So as to content creators who will post and doesn't do well and then they are depressed, so they are concerned that they will not post again for another 2-3 days. You see that this prayer content we're talking about, the first 48 hours of this content on my page, I had about 1,500 comments with about 300 views. I was asking myself,
how?
What's going on? Then like 2 or 3 days later, it don't go 500K, over 4,000 comments, over 7,000 shares. Because the time I posted it, I got to say, you, this KieKie, I'll show you today. Go and push lies content for now. I'm not in the mood, you know.
Yeah.
So if I'm not at this mental level in the business, they do it a lot. I'll remove the content.
Really?
Oh yeah, content they do that. Are
you serious?
Yes, now because you'll not be feeling, because it's a lot of time. There's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort. There's some that one is a content I shot myself and edited myself. Imagine if it's a video where I have the full production on it.
Yeah, and you spent money on it.
Filming it. So even when it is that type of $1 million content, I will still leave it. when the time comes, when
I didn't actually realize that you would take it off.
Oh, people do that.
People
They
do,
do, yes,
apparently.
they take content off. But for me, I would watch. I'm like the judge of my own content. No matter whatever anybody says, if I watch my video and I don't laugh, it is not funny.
Yeah.
It is not funny. So I post it. So if you watch it and you don't laugh, I'll just tell myself that we're not on the same wavelength on that content. And that's fine. Because I'm not on the same wavelength with everybody. But it's my page, it's my content, these are my channels. So it is important that I am on the wavelength with that content. So that's how I handle it.
How do you do different channels? Because obviously we all know that difference. But because sometimes I see people, like I follow them on more than one thing. And I'm like, how far are you just repeating the, like, you know, but a lot of times I'm also like, this is a lot to ask. It's not that easy. So a lot of times I find myself moderate, but some people do it really well where even the same content, they find how to like repurpose, which I think is really smart. How do you like balance? Because is a lot now.
No, 90% of my TikTok content don't even get to my Instagram.
Different reaction, different audience.
Get to my Facebook. They never get to my YouTube. What are they going to do there?
Yeah.
Now, 50% of my content on Instagram gets to my Facebook.
Yeah.
Because they have similar audience. But I also have content that only go to Facebook that are more, for lack of a better word, relaxed.
Yeah.
And feels more natural.
Yeah.
Facebook audience is like, Mommy Risi and
not
Mommy
as
Uche.
produced, yeah.
See, Facebook people, do that. If Facebook people will sit down and watch a 1 hour live video to 5 million views. I don't know how they operate in that. I don't know what's going on that platform. Facebook people, you can post 2 hours content on Facebook
and they watch it.
And they watch it. So I'm getting to believe that maybe people that don't work, or maybe their work is remote.
Yeah.
Because it's
a lot of time.
They don't watch it on TV. I know it's still on that same phone. So maybe it's a thing. Maybe I think somebody said something one day that made sense, that people consume Facebook like radio.
So they just play it.
Just they play, they go. So it's not as if maybe once they just play, they'll be doing other things. Ṣùgbọ́n tó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, àwọn nọ́mbà wí bẹ́ẹ̀, rewind there, sẹ́yìn there kò gbọ́. So pretty much. So if I do live, I go live on Instagram, I save it on Facebook, I'll put it on my page. It can get like 2 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, but if they bunch your papa, do 30 minutes live on Instagram, I'll put it on 16
You'll be there by
views.
yourself. Do you know that sometimes I open Instagram?
And that's 16 views. 8 are your mommy.
You see, KieKie has gone live. I'll close Instagram. I've done something. I come back here, and I'm always just like, "What are you doing? What are you doing there?"
How about TikTok? They're there morning, afternoon, night, and YouTube is like the channel.
Yeah.
YouTube is like what now? Your multi-choice.
Yeah.
YouTube is their dad.
Yes, it has to be structured. It has to be whatnot, and that's it. So obviously, what I do with my Facebook and TikTok and Instagram is just to promote
a lot of the YouTube.
So just cut teasers and trailers and whatnot.
Okay, fair.
And post on these channels to drive traffic there. For TikTok, that's where you go and dance. That's where you make silly memes. TikTok is where
you laugh.
You'll be
silly
and stupid and do nonsense things. That's TikTok.
It's very carefree.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep. But my approach to social media generally, like I always say to people, is just be you. Yeah. Because like you said, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Imagine now you'd have to be somebody
You're
else.
not pretending. The amount of calculation you start having to
Had they been that, I think that people would not do makeup. I won't do makeup today. Had they been. Yeah, life is not that deep. I do content with all back. I do content by packing my natural hair. I do content without makeup, with as where I am. When I was on a Nicola set in Abuja, Uncle Kule was telling me that he's just asking himself that we will cut, we will rap, we'll say it's a rap for tonight, tomorrow. Before I come on set, I posted content. He can see the location clearly shot on camera.
Yeah.
He's asking himself that, how are you thinking? It's because in that my natural nice gown, on that bed with natural lights.
Thought about something.
Without ring lights, I will shoot like that. Without ring lights. And on this level still, that security content is with phone.
Yeah.
This prayer content is still with phone. So I have other content that I shoot. Mostly now, I just do my YouTube content and my branded content with camera. With professional cameras. Anything outside of that,
using your phone.
Yeah, so it's just an awareness of the platform and the audience.
Yes, because you can't believe, as I see young creators saying, an average editor right now is charging you what, 250K?
Yeah. So imagine like having to do that every
and
time.
I post in a week. I'm going to post about 6 to 7 times every blessed week. There are 365 days in a year. So bad as bad.
300 days.
That year. Bad as bad 350 days.
You've posted.
I will post. So I should go and be employing cameraman, video man.
All your money will finish.
Do you understand? So so now I have editing apps for videos, for pictures. I'm able to edit a lot of my pictures. I'm able to edit a lot of my videos because that's how you're able to do it. That's how I do it. It is deep, but it's not that deep.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Especially if it's like, for you, it seems very like it's coming from you. Like, I have this idea. Let me quickly do this. It would be different if it was like, it
was a whole
now I'm
production.
doing another video. If like it wasn't a pull thing, if you are pushing everything, that you need somebody to do the edits. Because sometimes I see people getting so frazzled because you are trying to do a production every time and you are starting, but you want a team. You know, Mr. Beast don't talk, he has 40 employees. You too. And I'm just like, honey, what you people are doing are not the same.
And even as it is now, I work with 3 videographers for different things. One to shoot ads, one to shoot fashion content, one to shoot skits, one to shoot my quick viral content. Because you cannot depend on one person to do a lot of things for you. Now, even though I have 3 crew that I work with for different kind of content, the content that I shoot with them is still less than 50% of what I'm pushing out.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I have 3 of them. So I'm chasing this one for this video. I'm chasing that one for Wura, call this one for this one. Wura, call that one for this one. Wura, call Farouk for this one. Hey, where's Victor? Hey, where? And everything that I'm chasing them for it doesn't even make up to 50% of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So now imagine if I don't have to depend on them. And you know, internet is 24 hours. I always say. So you're working on a platform that is not sleeping. As a creator on that platform, you can't sleep. Is this a sad
That's
story.
something.
If I open my YouTube, my TikTok gallery for that, I have like 30 videos I've not posted this day.
That's just waiting.
That's okay. Which one is relevant for today? Post. And that's how it works. So sometimes you're in the mood to create content. You just create a lot of content.
Yeah, and then you pack it. To make up for, because it can't be, I always wonder that look, you can't be all the time, but when you have, that's really crazy. I have another question I'm curious about, because I remember someone was talking to me that they did 1 or 2 things randomly about content and they were considering it, but they were like, but there's so many people coming up. There's so many things. They don't know about the money. And I was curious about how, because now people have realized, look, this is a career. And if you are really good, like you don't need you can do your whole career here if you can figure it out. I'm curious about like the paths forward. So, you know, you set up Unscripted, you're doing a lot of different things, and how that has like been built out for you.
Unscripted is something that happened with this direction in my mind, though. That this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
Then Unscripted happened, and indeed, in fact, I think God pulled a smart one on me with that project, because it's me who call it Unscripted, and I was expecting a scripted result. That okay, this is how it would go, and it started going in ways. So Unscripted happened. We started the PR around it, and then Forbes Africa reached out to say, oh my goodness, you see this thing you're doing, you're trying to combine a game show and this. However, 2023, I featured in Forbes for content creator in Africa, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, you could just come, you're doing this, we think it's great, just come to the summit in South Africa, let's talk. And I'm like, from this was like a day after the premiere. If I knew what was happening, I've entered around Qatar, I've reached South Africa, I'm already talking in front of everybody. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, I get another call to say, oh my God, there's this content that you created. Warner Bros. They're trying to do something. They're going to need you to come to London and come and... I say, wow. Next thing, we have booked tickets. London, here we come. And now there's conversation for Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix is buying into content. You know Buzz the Balloon, the original one.
Yeah.
It's coming on Netflix now.
Yvonne is going to be the host,
Yes.
Yvonne is going to host it.
Yeah,
That's
Yvonne.
crazy.
Yes. And the real host, she's actually the EP.
Yeah.
It's her show.
It's her show. She owns it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Mr. Beast is on Prime.
Yeah.
So when I listen to people say, this content creator in 2-3 years, all of you will pack up. Bruh, that was what people said when YouTube came many years ago, that filmmakers are playing on YouTube. Now all of you are fighting for that YouTube. Because in business, where there's money, there's no packing up.
Yeah.
1, 2, follow the audience.
And then
Follow
the biggest thing in I read internet and digital marketing for my masters, and I always say that.
Oh shit! An educated body.
Oh my God.
An educated lady.
You see, I love all these gems that are just
On
dropping
her level.
On her level, they do master.
Oh my God. But honestly, one thing I've learned from then is numbers is what makes the money.
Yeah.
In everything, in marketing. Why are the brands coming to us? Numbers. So you have this amount of followers.
Yeah.
So where the numbers at, YouTube is the biggest digital platform. The numbers are there. Anybody can Google that. So you think that people that are the owners of YouTube, they will sit down and watch it crash because in 2-3 years it will pack up. What exactly are you saying?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
So now in the content space, we have more platforms. Even Circuit is not looking into content. So we have more platforms understanding that, listen, social media is the only one place where internet is the only one place where everybody in the world can be in the same space in the same second without chaos. So they are constantly creating budget for that. And that's why people like us are here. So what's important for you to also do with your content is to begin to think of how you can reach more people.
Yeah.
Hence, one of the reasons why I created Unscripted, to be honest, because, I flew in a creator from Kenya, I flew in one from Ghana.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave them a sense of ownership. And to say, oh, this is, and I see a lot of comments, love from Kenya, love from Ghana, because of the people in the show. So the future is, we need to start, the way all of us know Mr. Beast here, that's where they really need to know
They are
in
supposed
America.
to know, yeah.
That's how they should know me in Europe. So that's the drive. But in the process of doing all of that, the entertainment cannot be lost. It's very, very important. So the future is really in here, and it's a lot of money if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, like, we are just, we do all these YouTube events, all these meta events, and they are constantly telling us that, guys, see, you guys are tapping into less than 1%
of
what
the
there
whole
is.
thing, for real.
So when people are chatting about, oh, this is Baba, we've not scratched though.
We've not gotten anywhere. And it's funny because we always think, even with podcasts, YouTube, every time I talk to someone maybe in YouTube or something, they're always just like,
You guys haven't gone
See,
anywhere.
I don't think you guys understand what is happening in the world.
We don't.
That they were like, they're children that I can mention that you've never heard of. Children, they are 9 years old. If you know what is happening
I know
there.
them because of knowledge. See, sometimes we are looking for content. I will just see one child, maybe 5-year-old child, with the same views, 9 million, 32 million views.
That was what was telling me. She was like, if you know children that are packed, they're just packing
Millionaires in dollars, children from
Content,
YouTube, from
yeah.
content.
I think what I do like that you basically said is it's like a knowledge. You don't treat it as a game.
Yeah.
There's knowledge of the platform.
You take it seriously.
And then there's taking your content seriously and understanding that there's room to grow. So not that you get comfortable, I'm big here. It's just like, oh, what's going on in Kenya and Ghana, South Africa? And what are my contemporaries? Because you think of them as contemporaries. What are they doing in the US and the UK? And how am I getting more eyes to watch me for longer?
Yes.
Because that's where the base is. I think it's nice to see that you're treating it as... Because that sometimes people try to act like they fell into something and they're just on vibes as opposed to, this is my work. And
Especially
I'm
like
it
content
seriously.
comedy, there's a sense sometimes that people are just like, oh, it's just, and I'm like, But, speaking of people like all these children that are doing their channels, or like a Mr. Beast, it is intentional that you know who he is here. They planned it.
Yeah.
Do you know? And so I'm like, it's better we start planning our own.
Where even the ones where you know that Nigerians can be slightly lackadaisical sometimes, even when they do the pranks.
Yeah.
You cannot even plan prank.
Abi?
Plan it too. Because a lot of things would seem to you as though it just happened. But no.
It didn't. It didn't.
It didn't. Everything is structured, but you have to do it right. And that spirit of excellence is what would really require in this content space. Because the competition is not local.
They're fierce.
It's
international.
It's international. The other day I was in Germany with Red Bull, did this Dance Your Star, and they flew in different influencers from different parts of the world. And the ones that live in Germany, when they were arriving at the venue, nobody come there with any vehicle less than 2023. If you see influencers, you see the way they were pulling up. Meanwhile, it's only the Benz of maybe you upgrade ML 350 to GLE coupe that they say park there. Open your boot. open your bonnet. What's under your footbath? It's upgraded car. What will you now do if we have like 20 creators in Nigeria pulling up in G class?
Yeah, there's space.
There is.
Yeah, so
a lot.
that's like when people feel like, oh, they've become. I'm letting guys realize that Baba, where we are is
too far.
It's foul.
You see how I said I have over 10 million followers across, and it felt like a thing. But when I now said, how many are we in Nigeria? 1. How many are we in Africa? 2. Then the world at large. That's how you realize that you never really move. If you can think about the bigger picture, then you realize that what you have is silhouette.
Yeah.
The image didn't do there yet. The image is coming on the way. I'm talking about a full picture. You have passports.
KieKie, I beg.
Your hand never
Let me
showed.
check the time.
Said passports. I love that. That's a great place to be. Honestly, I really enjoy that there is like, I love this view of, you know what, this is my business and this is where where we're going. Because I think a lot of people get caught up in what it looks like here, and to realize that you're playing in an international space. Everywhere has opened. Everywhere has opened.
It has opened though. And the lines are blurred now.
Completely. Everywhere has opened.
It's easy for you to, I'm in a place in my brand now where I have international brands emailing me directly for collaboration. So I can't be funny. This is not
at her level.
To be positive.
At her level. Shall I go update my bio? On this level.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much,
Thank you
KieKie.
so
We
much.
had fun. I hope you had fun.
Oh, yes.
And actually, I learned a lot.
Yes, an intellectual baby, comedic
I love
queen.
that when
Come
I'm
on.
like, you see, she's funny, but she's not funny. She's funny, but she's not playing with you.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you to Nivea for this fantastic
Yes,
episode.
wonderful.
As a Nivea girl
Okay.
that I we don't do regular.
Love
Sorry.
it.
Don't be
Okay.
angry, don't be angry.
All right, guys, please, KieKie, where can they find you? People who haven't, maybe they live under a rock.
I
it's a very serious rock.
The country is still big. Even people that live on the street, they still don't know me yet. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My names are You can find me on Instagram, KIE_KIE_. You can find me on Facebook, KIE_KIE_. You can find me on TikTok, KIE_KIE_. Very easy. But where the money is please find me on YouTube. You don't find me anywhere. It's okay. Find me on YouTube, KieKie TV. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
I've joined Snapchat, so KieKie90.
Thank you so much, KieKie. We had such a good time.
This was wonderful.
All right, guys. See you next week.
See you next
Bye.
week. Oh,
Bye.
it's a weekly program.
Yeah.
Wow. See you next week.
This season of I Said What I Said is happily sponsored by Bamboo. Our producer is Debbie Romeo. Our social media manager is Najite Anira. Our production assistant is Theresa Ajayi. And on audio, we have David Kenny. Our camera assistants are Pascal Ona and Abolade Uluyede. Your hosts are Jola Jols Ayeye and Feyikemi FK Abudu. Our fabulous guest this episode is KieKie, because this fabulous episode was sponsored by Nivea. Bye, guys.